All right, right off the bat, a programming note. There is no Michelle today. Oh. Yeah, how many radios are getting turned right now? No Michelle.
Turning mine off.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the whole Michelle thing, people are liking Michelle. The amount of positive feedback, but she's not going to do it permanently. She's not. We're looking to hire. We have numerous irons in the fire. There are a couple of complications. Not believe it or not on our side. Usually this is complication city over here. Just every aspect of anything is generally a problem, some complication. No, but the complication is not really on our side. Complications kind of on the side of the individuals that we're potentially looking at. So Michelle's going to be a trooper and hang, while the search is on.
Oh, great.
But she's not going to be in here permanently, but I'm going to try to talk her into coming into the studio, not just the morning phone call to the house, a couple of times a week or maybe sometimes every day. I'm going to try to talk her into actually coming into the studio, shoot for at least twice a week.
Whoa.
I would say 1 to 2 times a week to have her in after we actually fill the Roxanne vacancy, with a brand new woman here on the MJ Morning Show. So we'll keep you up to speed. Also, the studio countdown is on. And you know what's amazing? I'll get into this later on. The number of people that are actually engaged in this.
Seriously?
Yeah, the people that are hitting me up on email and DMs on my Certified MJ Radio Instagram. Hey, thought you were going to be in the new studio. I mean, our fans are seemingly as eager as me.
They're upset.
Yeah.
They're upset that we're not in there yet.
Yeah, so you're getting some of the same feedback. Yeah, because obviously Fester gets tons of texts on his cell phone because Fester's cell phone is no damn secret.
No, I think I've gotten 14 texts already this morning.
813-310-8444. That's Fester's private cell. And this is not a gimmick where, he's got 2 cell phones. No, that's
one phone.
That's his holy damn phone, man.
One phone.
That's it.
But
only damn phone. Yeah.
I got text messages when we got back from the spring break vacation.
Yeah.
And people are just dumbfounded.
That we were not in the new studio.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. You guys were off for 2 weeks. No distractions. Why the hell are you still in the...
While we were gone, nothing got done.
No. Nothing
zero. I even put things... I did...
You wanted to see.
Before I left, you know that bit where you put a piece of tape on a door very low to see if the tape's been broken? You ever do that?
I've done it before, yes.
Did somebody go into this? Oh, well, let me just take a piece of tape and, very secretly and clandestinely, let me just put it, you can kind of test people to see if they're doing something, seeing if something moves. I put stuff in the studio, little test nuggets or little test Easter eggs to see, and nothing.
No,
zero.
Not at all.
Absolutely. Just zilcho, zero, bupkis. Qualifies for a big fat. So, it's 6:04 at the MJ Morning Show as we just get rolling here. It's got to be a solid week. I think Michelle will join us tomorrow. She's coming in late tonight.
Yeah, she didn't sound too confident on that last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna talk her into coming in tomorrow live, but I think she in her head is thinking about coming back in live in the studio on Wednesday morning. So, hey, we'll get by.
We'll manage.
We'll somehow manage to keep this bitch afloat, okay? Bottom line.
It'll be tough.
Yeah. Hey, I had a fun weekend. I'm still trying to get acclimated from the time change because I was on the other side of the planet. I came back on Sunday morning a week ago. Not yesterday, Sunday morning, but I came back from the Philippines on the morning of the 23rd. And listen, when you're an hour up, 2 hours back, this, that, you go to the Bahamas and suddenly you're Atlantic time, or, you go to, LA and you're 3 hours back. All right, listen, it might affect you, but you can flow. But you go to the other side of the planet and you're 12 hours ahead and you're crossing the international date line. Yeah, that'll screw with you. And then, we traveled right after the show on Friday. We flew out. We flew up to New York, up to LaGuardia. And that went smoothly. We were in New York. If you look at my video, you'll see that I did a little spell up in Connecticut, and I'll get into some of my videos. I shot a number of reels, which, listen, I found interesting. So and if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. Man, I'm so close to 25,000.
I know, boy. We're all pulling for you.
Thank you. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. I'll get into some of the reels and some of the things that I shot. So, what time is it? 6:06? Yeah, I think I have time to talk about this. My flight back to Tampa. So we flew into LaGuardia, but I flew back from BDL, which is, the Hartford area.
Okay.
I flew back from BDL, which is Windsor Locks, right? Listen, Chloe went to the University of New Hampshire, and we got we've been up there quite a bit over the years. So that's where she graduated from. So I'm rolling back into town yesterday via Windsor Locks, and I'm on Southwest, and you gotta be really, really careful when it comes to the airline times, because my Southwest flight was on time, then it was not on time, then it's a little over an hour late, and the boarding time that got pushed back by 45 minutes. The total time of departure was done like an hour and 15 minutes late, and then it started ticking back a little bit. And then finally, it ends up being on time, and then we actually push back early. So, yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah. So, you got to be careful when you're flying. You got to be really, really careful, because if you alter your plans and you say, oh, my flight's going to be an hour and 15 minutes late, I can get to the airport this much later, you might miss your flight.
You still have to show up on time.
Well, you do, because I've seen this many times where your flight is late, significantly late, and then it starts getting back to normal, and then suddenly you're back to the normal time before they made your flight later. So anyone that was playing, chicken with the clock, or anyone that was saying, oh, man, we're an hour and 50 minutes late now, and I'm going to show up to the airport. I mean, you could have missed the flight. Hey, I'll tell you right now, there were 40 open seats on my flight.
So a lot of people probably missed it.
I don't know.
Does the Southwest text alert you?
Yeah. So
people are still in their car or still before they even leave their house.
If you sign up for the text alerts. So you got to be careful. If you don't sign up for the text alerts, if that's not tied to your record, if you don't opt in, you might not get the text alerts. But listen, just a little travel public service message happened to me yesterday. The flight was going to be over an hour delayed, and then it ends up being on time, and we pushed back early. So there were like 2 time changes up, there were 2 time changes back, and then suddenly on time. Boom, on time.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. So, and then, Michelle and Chloe, they then went, they got a whole different story, which, I'm not going to be specific as far as geography. I can be a little specific, because I don't want to give too much away. All right. So, what?
You can't mention the city?
Can you
mention the time zone?
So, yeah, from the East Coast, they flew to Chicago. All right.
So central.
So they went to Chicago.
Okay.
And then their connecting flight from Chicago got canceled. Wherever they were going from Chicago, flights canceled. They kept pushing it back, and then finally they canceled the flight. And they wanted to be somewhere first thing this morning. So guess what they did? Oh, and they couldn't rent a car because none of the car companies were offering one-way rentals. Because Chicago was nailed with a lot of weather yesterday, so a lot of people are trying to rent cars, and at some point you got to have your cars coming back and not going to other places. So they couldn't even rent a car, so they Ubered it.
How far was it?
Well, I'll get into that later on.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we'll discuss this a little later on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. 104.7 FM, just getting rolling. Shriner's got traffic. Back in a minute.
Good morning. We have an accident on I-4 eastbound near Mango Road.
621, it is the MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM. You know, the question I have for Fester this morning is, you missed my teaser a few minutes ago because you were out of the room.
I did? What
Yeah.
was it?
By the way, you and your artificial sweetener addiction and your frenzy to grab handfuls at convenience stores of a particular artificial sweetener. Another item out on artificial sweeteners, which, you know, we've been talking about on and off on the show for, it's got to be 20 years, you know, maybe more. How, you know, we've been mentioning for a long time that, you know, various research projects regarding are artificial sweeteners positive or negative?
Yeah. Tell me more about that while I'm smoking, okay? Big deal.
You don't smoke.
I'm going to start.
Okay. All right, so get to that later on. You missed my tease.
What was it?
My tease was something to the effect that is Fester livid at somebody else's good fortune?
Oh.
Oh, what?
You talking about the crossword puzzle lottery winner?
The what?
They won on like a lottery, like the $5 million winner?
No, I didn't see that one. Hold on.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Somebody won recently like on a scratch ticket or something where it was like a $5 million, but it was like a...
Yeah, you're bringing up the story now. That's from March 18th. No, I've got a little bit of a fresher story, dude.
I think it was... somebody won recently, and it was like the crossword puzzle ones that I swear
Yeah,
off.
I know. You just brought up bring the story back up.
Okay.
You just had it up, and then you closed it.
Well, I want to find a fresher one.
Florida man turns $20 into $5 million. Oh, so the guy bought a $20 scratcher
That's a good return.
and won $5 million? That's a hell of a good return.
Okay, this is off the triple match game. This isn't the one that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about.
I'm
I saw one, I
sorry.
think, over the weekend where somebody won big.
Must apologize. I don't know all of the 92 scratcher games that are offered. You ever go into a convenience store and they've got the acrylic or lucite? What do they call that stuff? The
Acrylic.
They have the little cabinets and like all these damn rolls or all the packs of all of the different scratchers available. It's like, oh my God.
Have you ever...
Are there more scratcher varieties available with the Florida Lottery or more license plates on the wall at DMV or the tax collector's office?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's pretty close. You know, it's when I mentioned this before, that last time I was at the tax collector's office, that was for, it was out in Brandon on Falkenberg, you know, for Julian to get, it's been a while, for Julian to get his license. And I mean, I was blown away. I counted like 132 specialty plates on the wall.
Yeah.
Which is just ridiculous.
So many.
And also we got to talk about the front license plate proposal for Florida.
Oh, good.
Oh, good?
I fully support the front license
Oh, well,
plate.
we're going to have a little issue coming up. We'll discuss this later on. We're going to have a fight, folks.
It's about time.
There's going to be an MJ and Fester fight on the show coming up at some point as we discuss license plates. Yeah, there's a bill to propose making us put a front license plate on the car and trucks here in Florida. So we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. No, it's not the scratcher thing, although that's a great return. You spend $20 on a scratcher and you win $5 million. But of course, those are pretty damn rare.
Yeah.
No, what I'm talking about is where you have a visceral reaction because you are not the massive Powerball winner. Over the weekend, there was a $527 million Powerball hit out in California. God, California is just, I realize it's the
population.
It's the most populous state in the country. I get it. But, you know, enough with California with these big friggin' jackpots.
I got to say, 527 really doesn't move my meter.
You know what? You're disappointing me that you weren't even going to bring this up or this was not even on your radar. Did you even know that?
A $500 million jackpot.
Half $1 billion.
It almost seems pedestrian. It really doesn't.
Yeah, when you get the 1.3 billions and that Castro kid that won the, $2 billion?
Yeah, that kind of has my attention, but
Yeah.
I don't get out of bed for a $500 million.
Okay.
I'm not going to a convenience
All
store
right, yeah.
and buying tickets.
Yeah, tell yourself that.
How many did you buy?
I bought 0.
Yeah, okay.
I got to be honest. I didn't even know that it was this high. I didn't even know. Because typically, if you're in that $500 million range, you know what? There was a time where I definitely would buy them. But you are correct that the bar to motivate me to buy a Mega Millions or a Powerball, that has steadily moved a little up.
Powerball has become a victim of their own success because now they got these $500 billion, and we're like, doesn't matter.
No, there's no $500 billion.
I'd listen to that.
That would be $500 billion.
$500 billion.
Yeah, there's no $500 billion. Yeah, so a California Powerball player won the $527 million Powerball jackpot on Saturday night. Sold at a 7-Eleven in Anaheim. Could be a Disney character. Because Disneyland is in Orange County, south of Los Angeles, in Anaheim. So it could be Goofy. Some guy that plays Goofy could have won. Who the hell knows? All right, now, maybe there's a reason why I'm doing this very early.
What is it?
It's the story of the day. Did you see the dog mom story?
No.
Oh, God. Oof. An influencer, one of these stupid online, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an influencer. Okay. Yeah, let's see how that looks in 12 years for you. Let's see how that's going to work out. So an influencer here in Florida who calls herself a dog mom rolled video on her having, a little bit too close of a relationship with her Chihuahua.
Oh.
What? Just horrific, just horrifying, nauseating, sickening videos that she posted on Instagram. I thought it's a violation of like terms of service or something. Logan Guminski, Guminski, Logan Guminski, 27 years old, from Ocala, just up the road. Apparently shared just nauseating clips. She's got 15,000 followers on Instagram. Well, thank God she's got less than me. If she had more followers than me and my 24,800, my God, can I just get to 25,000? Folks, would you just help me out with my charity case? Yes, I'm begging. Well, I'm not begging. I don't want to beg. All right, I'm begging.
You're pretty close to begging.
Listen, I'm at 24,800. I'm so close to 25,000 followers. And you know what happens when you hit 25,000?
Nothing.
Zero.
I mean, nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Zero. Nothing. But if you'd like to give me a follow to support my charity, Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. And listen, I pay off good content. I'll get to some of it later on the show. So this Logan Guminski allegedly posted videos of her getting, what is that movie? It's okay to love your dog. It's just not okay to love your dog.
Yeah, that is a movie
Who
quote.
was that? Kind of that smarmy, what was her name? She was hot for a bit. Now she's ice cold. What's her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, God, what's her, come on, what is her, Andrew, what's her name? It's okay to love your dog. It's just not okay to love your dog. I gotta find it.
It's gotta look in the
movie.
I
can see her face. She's kind of like medium height, maybe a little on the shorter side, dark hair. Come on, what the hell's her name? It's gonna drive me freaking nuts.
Not the Janine Garofalo
yeah,
movie.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. The truth about it, right here. That's the clip right there.
I don't know.
I think it's the truth about cats and dogs, and it's Janine Garofalo. Wasn't she on Saturday Night Live?
She was. She was a...
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Anyway, this Logan Guminski, arrested about a week ago, charged with 2 felonies. Sexual activity involving an animal and filming sexual activity involving an oh, my God. This is according to the Marion County Sheriff's Office. They posted a statement on Facebook. Yeah. So there's a post from the sheriff's office, and she's seen walking from a squad car into the police station, all cuffed up good. Had a glum expression.
Yeah.
Walks into the police station wearing pink sweatpants, a gray hoodie. The hoodie has the word Chicago on it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's where Michelle and Chloe's flight was canceled yesterday.
That's
in
what
Chicago.
she said.
Yeah.
That's what she said when she put it on.
Yeah. They're paying homage to...
Hold on, officer.
So cops in Marion County got an anonymous tip back in January that Guminski had posted a video to Instagram depicting activity a little too close to her pet chihuahua. Oh, this is gross. Describes herself as a dog mom on Instagram. Well, if you're that would be like incestuous. It should be a dog dater.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just adding to this pile of sick. Oh my, is this unbelievable? Admitted to creating and sharing the video with another social media user who had requested it and paid $500. Oh, so she's one of these influencers that takes tips or pay me to record certain content?
I mean, it's off of Instagram. Somebody contacted her directly.
But this kind of stuff is not on Instagram. Or does the algorithm like sometimes shut you down? You know what? I've received notices like if I respond to a comment or if I respond to a post and I want to post something, sometimes I'll get the message. Are you sure you want to say that? That's bullying, or I'll get little things that pop up and to try to talk me out of posting a comment. Listen, hey, remember I got suspended for a little bit, or I'm sorry, I wasn't shut off. My account wasn't frozen, but they limited some of my activity because I was joking around. Remember the lawn guy in my neighborhood?
Yeah, it was like after a heavy rain and it tore up the lawn.
Yeah, I'm out on a walk, which I walk about 30 miles a week in the neighborhood. And this is like last spring, and we had some heavy rain, or maybe early summer. And the lawn guy on a neighbor's house, I don't know, half a mile from my place, in my neighborhood, I should say. The lawn guy on a totally soaked and saturated lawn takes this heavy riding mower to mow the customer's lawn and just ruins it, turns it into a muddy freaking mess. And I posted something like, if my lawn guy did this to me or to my lawn, I'd crack him over the head with a weed whacker. And that was flagged as being violent behavior. And they took some of my privileges away for like a month.
It is pretty aggressive.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's a little aggressive.
Crack him over the head with a weed whacker. Give me a break. That was clearly hyperbolic, clearly tongue-in-cheek. Give me a freaking break. Anyway, this is grotesque. The dog mom. Yeah. Posts of her cuddling and kissing her dog share. See, that's okay. You want to cuddle and kiss. I mean, unless you're like jamming your tongue in the dog's mouth. I mean, I don't want to see that. But then she took it a little too heavy. And then now she's under arrest. Yeah.
She'll be popular in prison. Does she go to prison? What happens to her?
You know
now?
what? She's not an unattractive woman. Yeah, she was released on $10,000 bond and has got to appear in court on April 22nd. That's gross. Of course, it's a Florida story. Hey, speaking of Florida stories, always pretty heavy in the morons in the news. And the morons in the news would be next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM here in Tampa Bay. Hey. Morons are on. Let's start local, like very, very local, like St. Pete Beach. What the hell's wrong with idiots that continue to shine lasers at airplanes and helicopters?
How's that even a good idea? What crosses their mind?
Listen, how many times have we heard about these douches being tracked down and arrested? You know, when you shine a laser like at a police helicopter, obviously much easier to hone in on the location if you're a helicopter than a jet flying over, but they can see exactly. Plus, the law enforcement helicopters, they have
the software that they have on their cameras.
Technology that shows, on a head-up display, shows the streets, the cross streets, and I mean,
it breaks down property lines. It knows what address you're in front of.
Exactly. So what they can see from the air is tremendous. It's unbelievable. A guy arrested on Thursday, and this moron, he's shown a laser. Shown a laser at a Pinellas County Sheriff's Office helicopter. What a turd.
What is the right past tense of that word?
Well, shown.
Shown? Shown a laser?
He's shown a flashlight. S-H-O-N-E. So,
shown?
No, shown. I think I used it properly. I'm not an English major.
What did he shine?
But I don't think he shined. Well,
you know what?
You know what? I think you can say shine, but also the light was shown, S-H-O-N-E. I mean, there are different ways to use the word shown for a, is that a past participle of shine? Is that I don't know. And maybe there's some English teachers can call us up and and correct us.
We would appreciate it.
Yeah. Anyway, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, this is about 10:45 on Thursday night, and a helicopter from the sheriff's office was flying near Beach Plaza, St. Pete Beach. Yeah, the air support was there to help deputies on the ground, and they noticed a green laser being pointed directly at the helicopter on several occasions. What a dope. Yeah, deputies said they spotted the suspect, who was standing on the balcony of a condo at Bahia Del Mar Circle, St. Pete Beach. I mean,
pretty specific.
The laser, they know exactly where it's coming from, you dope. The suspect, Dan Wagner, by the way, 2 N's in Dan.
Oh.
D-A-N-N.
Dude.
Dan.
You want to talk about
nincompoop.
people that I hate.
Yeah.
It's Dan's with 2 N's. Ugh, the worst.
You've never heard of a Dan with 2 N's.
Oh, let me tell you.
Whatever. Yeah, so he confessed to shining the laser at the helicopter. And, dude, this is a big deal. You know, according to Florida law, if you willfully shine a laser at an aircraft, that's a felony. That is a third-degree felony. So, Mr. Dumbass Dan Wagner of St. Pete Beach, 60... Dude, you're 61 years old.
What the hell are you doing? You're 61.
You're not 6. You're 61 years old. And the lasers, when the laser refracts, you know, it can cause a type of blindness or a temporary blindness. I mean, it can really screw with the cockpits of airplanes and helicopters. This guy's 61 on the balcony. What was he, drunk? I mean, what would cause a 61-year-old guy to do this?
I hate Dan's with 2 N's as much as I hate Matt's with 1 T.
What? There were no Matts with 1 T.
There's no Dan's with 2 N's.
All right, whatever.
Until today.
Anyway, this dummy was arrested and booked into the Pinellas County Jail, charged with the misuse of a laser lighting device. Anyone know Dan with 2 N's Wagner?
He's the fun 61-year-old doing a light show at all the beach bars.
Yeah, what a dummy. All right. Would you think that a city bus driver would end up shooting 2 passengers?
Depends on the city.
Miami?
Maybe.
Yeah, Miami Gardens. Bus drivers accused of shooting and killing 2 passengers.
All right, hold on. Miami and Miami Gardens are 2 very different places.
Yeah.
I saw like a social media reel of like the roughest cities in Florida, and Miami Gardens was on the list.
Yeah, I had cousins that lived in Miami Gardens, so we always visited them. They lived on this lake. I just remember we always used to drive by the Big Daddy Liquors. You ever see Big Daddy Liquors?
No.
You ever heard? I think they're still around. You know, I think they were a South Florida thing. See if they're still around. Big Daddy Liquors.
Big Daddy Wine and Liquors?
Yeah, see if there's still one on like Ives Dairy Road or something.
One in West Palm.
Yeah, see, keep going, keep going.
Pompano,
yeah, Biscayne, North Taft Street. That sounds like Hollywood. Federal Highway. Anyway, there's a ton
a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, looks like a couple of dozen Big Daddy Liquors. I just remember that my cousins lived in Miami Gardens. Whenever we went to visit Grandma up in Hollywood, and Hollywood is in Broward County, we used to drive a couple of exits south on 95, get off, I think, on Ives Dairy Road or something, or maybe Miami Gardens Boulevard. I mean, I don't know. And we used to, I was always fascinated by the Big Daddy Liquors because it was like a sign, and it sort of had like a Paul Bunyan-y Big Daddy, like standing, and then the sign went straight up in the air.
I don't spend enough time in South Florida to know that. I
was like, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. I was always fascinated when we went to my cousin's house and we drove by the Big Daddy Liquors sign. That's right. I got to get the Lukens guys to get a
Big Daddy like sign.
Big Luken.
Big Luke.
The Big Luke. Big Luken from anyway. So Miami Gardens. How'd I get distracted? Oh, Miami Gardens. Well, because Hialeah also interesting. It's not like South Beach, all right?
No.
Yeah. And Miami Gardens has definitely changed over the years.
It's been a while since you visited your relatives in Miami Gardens.
Yeah. So Bus driver is accused of shooting and killing 2 passengers yesterday morning. And so cops responded to a disturbance. Public information officer with Miami-Dade said that the driver of a Miami-Dade transit bus pulled out a firearm and shot 2 passengers. What?
Did they not have the fare?
Yeah. The victims identified as both male, airlifted to a nearby hospital. What if it was Jackson Memorial? That place is a zoo. My brother Drew, my doctor brother, he did a rotation at Jackson. He said that place was a nightmare. There's all kinds of trauma cases coming in.
There's 2 more for you, Drew.
Yeah. So we don't know. The last I saw that the motive behind the driver firing the weapon was maybe they didn't have bus fare. I don't know.
That's it. No fare.
Or maybe they pulled a knife on the driver. I mean, you want to believe that a transit bus driver for the city had good reason, but I'm also guessing it's probably against policy for the driver to be armed with a gun.
It might be a handbook violation. However,
he might have driven his last route for Miami-Dade Transit.
Doesn't all these cameras, all these city buses, doesn't all these buses have cameras in them?
Don't all these buses have cameras in them?
Don't. I don't.
Yeah.
But there should be a video of this. I want to see the video.
Yeah, that would be. I would imagine. Yeah, a lot of these transit buses do have surveillance video. That's a very, very good point. Listen to this dope. Thief calls 911 on himself after he hurts himself during a car robbery that went south. He thought he was trapped, and he calls 911 on himself. What an idiot. This is at a Texas car dealership. Calls 911 for help, and he thought that he was stuck inside. Yeah, Tyler, Texas, Jeremiah Megalon. Sounds like a Transformers.
I'm Megalon.
I'm Megalon. Jeremiah Megalon.
Yeah, he couldn't transform himself out of this car.
No. Called 911 last week after he cut himself on broken glass during his botched break-in at a Dodge dealership. Yeah, Megalon, 38. Yeah, he threw a rock through the window of the car dealership. After entering the building through broken glass, he thought he couldn't get out the same way and then called the police to help him. But there were other exits. You've got like emergency exits.
Could have just walked through any door.
Yeah. Well, listen, a lot of the doors might be locked. You need a key to get in, but obviously there are clearly going to be some doors in the back or the side where you can exit through like a push door, that's locked from the outside, but you can get out.
Why couldn't he pick that rock up and break another window out?
What a schmuck. Yeah. Broken glass, thought he couldn't get out, called 911.
He wasn't in the car. When we started talking about it, I thought he was in the car that he stole. He's just inside the dealership.
No, a botched. I said a botched car robbery, but he broke into the dealership. No, it wasn't. He was actually in the building, not inside a car.
I'm looking at a picture of the dealership. It is all glass.
Yeah, the whole front is glass. Yeah, turned himself in by calling himself. Yeah, after entering the building through the broken glass, he thought he couldn't get out. What an idiot.
The only thing he ended up stealing, according to somebody at the store, was some candy from a salesman's desk.
That's great. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I got some Tootsie Rolls. He said he broke into the Patterson Dodge dealership in an attempt to steal a car, but was unable to get out of the building. Yeah, he had numerous cuts from breaking the window. But unfortunately for him, the police said there were several unlocked doors that he could have used to get out.
Really? Yeah, exit doors. Sure, emergency doors.
Oh, man. Yeah, the public information officer said, after 26 years here at this police agency, truth is stranger than fiction. Yeah, he was taken to a nearby hospital, got treatment, and then taken to the county jail and charged with burglary of a building. Yeah, the only damage to the facility was the broken window, which they have since replaced. Stole candy, as you said, from a sales guy's desk.
Is that the way to go about stealing cars from a car lot?
No.
I mean, was he looking for the key box or something?
A lot of times, even inside the dealer, in most cases, the keys are not out. They leave the keys in another locked vault, so people can't break in and start ripping off cars out of the dealership. All right, Morons in the news. 7 o'clock hour starts next here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, listen, alien abductions are not a thing. So why the hell do we have a list of the 10 states where you're most likely to be abducted by aliens?
Because it's a thing.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing.
I'm
All right,
with you.
hold on a minute. We'll get to that next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Let me tell you about mine. Me, and I have no idea what the heck it is. There's this 4-letter word which could be an acronym, and for some reason, when I first opened this up, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I've seen this before, but then I Googled it, and I couldn't figure out what the hell it is. Anyway, mystery package mailed to me, and I need help figuring out what the hell is this? What does this mean? I don't know. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. All right, first, though, what did you say? Oh, is your chair crying for help over there?
This chair's on its way out.
I just heard
I don't think I'm getting a new chair for the new studio, by the way.
I just heard that thing crack and snap. Hey, Ron, our very scary general manager and vice president, Ron says that we are getting new chairs for the studios.
All right, we'll see.
Well, listen, I know that they're building a new studio right now, but I don't have any reliable faith that we're actually ever going to get in there. You know. All right. First, though, hey Andrew, did you give me my my alien noises? Do I have my alien noises anywhere? Yeah, give me. You didn't hear me before?
He was out of his room.
No, he was in there. I saw him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I need X-Files and like the Close Encounters noise. Yeah, when we're going to talk about alien abductions now. All right, this is ridiculous. There's a real story. 10 states, hotspots for alien abductions. There's no such thing as an alien abduction.
Okay.
Who's that? Who's the Saturday Night Live, the former SNL actor? You know, the woman, and she kicks back with her crotch all wide open and everything, and you know she's talking about getting the alien probe up the wingity doo, and
yes.
you know what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to think. They did an episode or a feature of it on the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, and they had what? Meryl Streep was part of that, right?
Kate
McKinnon.
Yeah,
Kate McKinnon. Yeah, see if we can bring up some audio on that. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, there's an old one. Yeah, just cue that sucker up. Yeah, come on, really? More than 24 unexplained UFO sightings last year. I'm telling you right now, there's an explanation for all of it. So, did you know that National Alien Abduction Day just passed us on March 20th?
I missed it.
Yeah, I was scuba diving in the Philippines, so I wasn't here to celebrate that day live on the MJ Morning Show.
You'd think getting plucked out of the ocean in the middle of the Philippines would be a hot spot.
Well, listen, I've always thought about, aliens, hiding underneath the corals and everything, You never know.
You think about it when you're down there,
No.
looking for somebody looking back at you?
Oh, speaking of my scuba diving,
Yes.
there was, you had the huge Burma earthquake, Myanmar. Yeah, that was like 7.7. It caused that building to collapse in Bangkok. We mentioned this on Friday's show, that the video was starting to pop out. It was just unbelievable. And then over the weekend, there was actually an earthquake right in the area of the Philippines.
That would have affected where you were?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There was like a 4.4. So a 4.4 is, not drastic, but you will feel a 4.4 earthquake. There's no doubt about it. And this thing was only like, it seems like the epicenter was like 20 or 25 miles from where I was staying and diving for my first week. We were land-based.
Jeez.
In Philippines, about 2.5 hours south of Manila, a place called Batangas. And I was in Anilao. And there was literally an earthquake very nearby the epicenter. So we would have felt it. If we were in the resort, would have felt it. And I'm guessing if we were underwater, and I've always wondered about that, seismic activity or a quake if you're underwater. I've never been underwater where I was able to detect or feel a quake, but it's always crossed my mind. And just, 2 weeks after I leave there, the exact place where I was just got a 4.4 quake in the Philippines. All right, anyway, back over to National Alien Abduction Day. Fester, we missed it.
Damn
it was March 20th.
Let's put it on the calendar for next year. Let's do something.
All right, the states with the highest likelihood of an extraterrestrial kidnapping. Get out of here. California.
I mean, just by sheer size alone.
California is the state where you're most likely to be abducted by aliens. There are no aliens on Earth to abduct you. Will you stop it?
That's what they want you to believe.
Yeah, it's also the top state to win Powerball these days with a $527 million jackpot won over the weekend. Anyway, I've got the list. This is ridiculous. To determine the spots that have the highest possibility of being abducted by alien life. This is all due to some online casino. I don't even want to give them. So you ask, who comes up with this crap? Because it's a gimmick to get people to talk about this online casino that ran the odds. Get it? They're running the odds. So this is like a total gimmick. You can't take this seriously. You're not going to get abducted by aliens in these states.
So I guess all the really populated states are on the list.
Yeah, so what they did is they analyzed UFO sightings, 149,000 of them from the National UFO Reporting Center. The data is from 1974 to 2025 right now. And they found that there were a total of 182,018 UFO sightings across the country since 1974.
Okay.
51 years ago now. The risk of getting taken by an alien is 1 in 1,833. No, the risk of you being taken by an alien on planet Earth is 0. All right? There are no aliens that are abducting people. All right? I know. I'm waiting for the phones to all fire up. MJ, you don't know what you're talking about. I saw aliens. They visited me. I was abducted. I had a probe jammed up my rectum. I'm waiting for these calls to roll in. Oh, really? What'd it sound like? Like, oh, just like that.
That was actually when they were removing it.
That was the alien. That's the up the boat alien probe. Yeah. So I have the list. The states. You ready?
California's number 1.
Yeah. So the top 10 states with the highest likelihood of an alien abduction, which again, this is the top 10 list of This will never happen. But all right, just to entertain these clowns, these ET. Do you have my music yet?
I mean, it looks like they've done a lot of research. They certainly have gone over a lot of information to acquire this list.
All right, coming at number 10 of the states you're most likely to be abducted by an alien. Where does Florida come in on the list? You'll find out in just a matter of moments. All right, so number 10, Nevada. Oh, really? Area 51? All of the sightings? Oh, the Roswell story from 1947? Can you look up when the Roswell incident was? Was it 1947? Am I right or am I wrong?
July of 1947.
Thank you very much. Look at that.
So with
I'm a date weirdo.
California being number 1, Nevada being number 10, are these like West Coast states? Western states?
No, it does move east.
Okay.
All right, number 10 is Nevada. Number 9 is Colorado.
Okay, I guess you're moving a little bit east.
Number 8 is Arizona. Back west.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 7 is Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, big alien abduction state. Number 6 is Texas. Number 5 is New York. Number 4 is Oregon. What's that old story of the guy that swears that he was in the woods and he was abducted by the aliens? And it was a movie, and it's like a long standing lore, whatever. Number 3 is us.
Florida?
Yeah, Florida. Yeah, you have a 1 in 1,144 chance of getting abducted by an alien in Florida.
Oh, take me now.
This is garbage, folks. You've got a 0% chance of getting abducted by an alien. Well, maybe an illegal alien. You know, maybe some illegal from Venezuela that broke into the country. Maybe get abducted by that alien. But
they're cracking down those El Salvadorian gang members.
Yeah, what was it? Whatever it is. Hey, so you're not going to be abducted by an extraterrestrial from an alien from another planet. You could get abducted. You know, maybe that's what they conflated the list with.
That's what they're messing up.
That's what it is.
So far, I mean, all these states seem to have issues with it. I know. I know Colorado has a problem in Denver.
Well, Denver's where you have the gang.
Yes, I know the aliens.
Yeah. All right. So Florida's number 3 for alien abductions. Washington State is number 2, and then California is number 1. How about the states where you're least likely to get abducted by aliens?
Oh, please, I'm dying to know.
North Dakota's number 10, North Carolina, then Illinois, Tennessee 7, Maryland, New Jersey, Virginia 4, Alabama 3, Mississippi 2, and the state you're least likely to get abducted by an alien that doesn't exist.
What?
Coming in at number 1 of not getting abducted, Louisiana.
Oh, get out of here.
What does Cajun Fester have to say about that?
Let me hear this on here. Oh, the alien here. Alien come down to Louisiana here. We get the alien down by the bayou there. We clock an alien there on the head like a gate in the swamp.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're abducted by an alien in Louisiana, what kind of food they have on board?
Listen, they got some little alien gumbo. They got a little in the morning. They're making this little alien beignet or a
beignet?
A little beignet.
Is that what you said?
Alien beignet.
You couldn't even understand.
A cup of alien
Was it
chicory
with powdered sugar on top?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. I don't know if the aliens use powdered sugar. They may use like some powdered alien stuff.
Right.
But you don't want to probe a Louisiana man on an alien craft. I'll tell you that right now. I'd be like, hoo-wee, what you putting in my keister? I don't know if Cajun people say keister.
What about etouffee?
Oh, they got a little bit of etouffee.
Etouffee on the alien ship?
You know what's the funny thing is? You ever see alien fingers?
What if they put the etouffee up your keister?
I'd be like,
would that burn depending on the spice level of the etouffee?
It depends a little bit how much of that Tony Saturates.
Tony Saturates.
Tony Saturates.
The spice.
You ever see an alien hand and a finger look like a little crawfish? Little crawdaddies.
Little crawdaddies. Little alien. So Louisiana Bayou alien abductions, they probe you with crawfish up your wazoo. Is that it?
That sounds like a little bit of foreplay for me and my wife.
Stop it.
A little crawfish into the bedroom. A little bit of
stop. Anyway, enough of this alien abduction crap. Hey, I need someone to help me out and tell me what the hell this is. No explanation whatsoever. I can't figure this out. So I get this package, and it's mailed to me last week.
It's just like a flimsy white package.
Yeah, just a little like a little padded, the
Envelope.
the plastic mailer, and it's small, and it came from Deborah. Deborah Hayes in Tampa sends me this purple disc.
Is that a floppy disk or is it
No,
computer disk?
it's rubber. It's like a silicone.
Oh, like a can opener disc, like that. Like,
Yeah,
like if you want to open like a jar. I have one of them at the house. You put like in a jar of like mayonnaise you can't get open, and it gives you grip.
But wait a second, I don't know if that's what it is. But then on the purple silicone rubbery disc that she sent me, and I'm holding this up to MJTV, it has the letters TUIT. Like it sort of rang a tinge of like semi-familiarity, but then I'm like, I have no idea. And then I looked it up. Fester's on Google right now. What is this?
So, TUIT
TUIT
is a humorous way to tell somebody to get to something they've been putting off. Kind of like get to it.
to update in time?
That's an acronym for TUIT.
Is that what this means?
To update, I don't know.
All right, Deborah Hayes, are you listening?
Does anybody know Deborah?
Yeah. Well, I would like to know if Deborah's. Deborah, why did you send me this purple disc that I'm holding up to MJTV right now? Why do you send this with the TUIT?
Obviously took a lot of effort.
MJTV. If you're not on MJTV, if you're just driving right now, later on you can go to a computer and go to mjmorningshow.com, and on the top nav bar you'll see MJTV. Click on that. You can watch us live from 6 to 10, or all the shows are posted after we do the show, or you can go back and forth. It's a live stream, and you can just jog back and take a look. But Deborah, are you listening?
Is there any indication that Deborah is Dutch?
800-990-1047. Deborah Hayes, who sent me this purple silicone disc. Are you listening? Deborah, call me right now, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Or maybe there are other callers listening that can fill me in on this purple circular disc mystery that came in the mail.
TUIT translates from Dutch
Yep.
to the word nozzle.
Nozzle?
So if she's Dutch, she might be calling you a nozzle.
I'm like a douche nozzle?
That's the only nozzle I could think of.
I'm a nozzle. You're a noz. I'm a
Yeah.
nozzle. I don't know. So, all right. All the lines, every line is, bring up the phone screener. Every single line is ringing all lines, every line we have. All right, let me go to Richard in Sarasota. Everyone's calling except for the lady that sent me this mystery purple disc, Deborah Hayes of Tampa. All right, Richard in Sarasota. Richard, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Yeah, what's the story?
So it's basically, you always say this, MJ. You're always like, I'm going to get around to it. So I was thinking about sending you one as well, because you always do say that phrase, but that's what it is. Basically a token to say that you're going to get around to doing something.
And that's what the rubber purple disc means?
So
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So the disc is the round part, round to it.
Yeah, because you're going to get around to it.
Around to
You'll
it.
hand that to somebody, telling them that you'll get around to it.
When I tease something on the show and I say coming up, and whether I delay it too long or I don't even get to it, she wants me to get round to it.
Yeah, get around to it.
Oh, what a clever little woman!
It's a little joke thing. Like, it's also
maybe maybe she could be big. She could be a basketball
She could be
player.
huge.
I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
She could be around to it.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it, Richard.
All right, guys.
All
Have
right,
a great rest of your day.
You too. All right, a bunch of calls dropped off. Yeah, all the calls are saying the exact same thing. Randy didn't hang up because all the other calls hung up. Randy and Brandon. Hello, Randy.
Hey there, how are you guys?
Let her rip, Randy. Go ahead.
You know, when you say, I'm going to get around to it,
Yes.
That's what it
when I
means.
get a chance, I'm going to get around to it.
Yeah.
That's what she sent you.
I
She
know,
sent you
I know.
around to
I know
it.
it. All right, thank
I
you.
couldn't call in fast enough. Y'all have a great day. I
Thank
enjoy
you.
listening to you on my drive.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you for listening. Thanks for calling in. There
Okay,
you
so
go.
the next question is this funny? I don't know. Round two it?
Well, now, guess what? The mystery's been solved by our great listeners within a minute.
Is that a backhanded insult?
All right, 7:20 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Do you know what a WAG is? This is great. Do you know what a WAG, a W-A-G is? A lot of WAGs in the spotlight. A lot of folks trying to look like a WAG. So you've got scammers out there that are trying to look like a WAG in order to get free stuff. What's a WAG? That and a whole lot more, because we do an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So there's a lot of content coming up. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey. It was a very eventful weekend. I'll go over some of my issues. Some people are like, oh my God, it always happens to you. What is it? Hey, if you follow my Instagram, you might have gotten a jump on me on a couple of things which are fascinating, folks. My Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. All right. On to the WAG. It is 7:28 now. We came back at 7:27. So right in this zone, 7:25, 7:27, we always roll over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ, and it is on right now. You won't hear music or commercials for over an hour and 20 minutes. Nonstop here on the MJ Morning Show. So the WAG. Fessy, do you know what a WAG is?
I do know what a WAG is.
What is a WAG?
It's a group that refers to themselves as WAGs, the wives and girlfriends.
Yes, of typically sports players.
Yeah. We had a friend who was
the WAG.
We had a friend who was getting friendly with a Buccaneer player. I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago, and she referred to where they sat during the game.
Hold on. Who dat?
Who?
Do I know him?
No, he was on the team for like a cup of coffee. He wasn't.
No. The person that you're talking about that we know that was getting.
No. So, but she referred to, I think my wife said, well, where do you sit during the game? And she goes, oh, well, all the WAGs sit. And then she kind of gave like the section. And my like, WAG? She goes, yeah, wives and girlfriends.
All right, now here's the deal.
So I've done that for a while.
Yeah, the WAG is not new. That's not where this is headed.
Right.
It's not like, oh, have you heard of the WAG? No. There's a reason why I'm doing the WAG story. So if you, and listen, there are plenty of people that didn't know that it was referred to as a WAG, wife or wives and girlfriend.
You could call it a GAW.
What's a GAW?
Girlfriends and wives.
Oh, okay. So a WAG or a GAW?
Either way, it works.
All right. So this is not groundbreaking. A lot of people do know what the WAG is. The reason why I'm doing the story is that some people are having surgery or fixing themselves up to look like a WAG. And in a lot of cases, there's a certain look where a lot of times, they're heavily
made up,
cosmetic. Yes, made up, a lot, just heavy makeup. It's kind of like watching a lot of the women that appear on Fox News Channel. It's just like, what you use the entire makeup counter? What you use every single item at the Lancome counter at Bloomingdale's on your face today?
Give me all of it.
I'm not attracted to overly made up. Just highlights or with Michelle. Michelle, my lovely wife, and listen, this is my opinion, and I think I'm 100% accurate. My wife has always been the type that she doesn't even need to put on makeup. And just to me, she looks great without makeup. But I'm not attracted. And when Michelle does makeup, it's like highlighted. It's
Yeah.
not just overdone. And that's like a total turnoff to me. So the whole wag thing, in many cases, is a turnoff because it's as you said, overdone or totally made up, almost in some cases to excess. So you have people now that are trying to look like a wag. And again, it's not everyone, but if you look at the overall collection of wags, the wives and girlfriends of, celebrities or in most cases athletes, there is a theme. And if you look at like the wag section, with the wives, you'll see a lot of similarities.
Over the top, made up people.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's they're trying to keep up with the next one or if that's what really put them all looking very similar to each other. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have people now that are trying to look like a wag when they're not. They don't have a ball player, an athlete that is either a husband or a boyfriend, but they're trying to look like it. And the motivation here is they believe and they've seen where if you look like a wag and a place thinks you're a wag, that you're kind of spiffed stuff or you get an advantage
You get
or
something free,
or you get a reservation faster, or if there's a line that you're pulled to the front of the line. And there are multiple items that I've seen. This goes back over maybe a year or so. But the latest I saw is a 24-year-old woman that has spent over $50,000 to look like a wag.
All right.
Or a wife and girlfriend of an athlete.
She has a mental disorder.
Ravenna Hanley. She has gotten a nose job or rhinoplasty, got a boob job, got facial harmony. What the hell is facial harmony surgery?
Make sure both sides look alike?
Yeah, is that like where you go for the what is
symmetrical look?
What is the golden ratio like? And a lot of models have the golden ratio,
Is
like
it a triangle? Or?
Yeah, the 1 to 1.6 or something. There's like a ratio for like the way your face is laid out, and that's supposed to be like the most appealing and attractive to the human eye, or something to that effect. So this woman has undergone the knife, over $50,000 in plastic surgery, and her goal is, this is it, listen to this. And wouldn't you say she has a mental disorder?
She does.
She probably needs to spend the $50,000 on psychology or something.
I mean,
go see a psychiatrist.
No kidding. I mean, real honest to goodness wags are just, pretty girls with maybe a little too much makeup on and maybe, a little too big of a boob job. But she is not well.
So you think she needs a checkup from the neck up?
She needs a lot of things.
Yeah. So she has spent a fortune to look like a wag, so she's mistaken. Oh, look at her. Oh, she must be the girlfriend or wife of a professional athlete.
Okay.
Yeah, 24-year-old.
And she's not.
She's not. But she loves being mistaken for a wag. Yeah. The association comes from my look, shaped by surgeries and carefully planned styling. Yeah, she told some operation called Need to Know. Oh, and she was also an ex-Playboy model. I mean, is Playboy even a thing anymore?
I mean, it's a thing. It's still.
Do they publish them? I don't even think they publish a magazine anymore, do they?
I think so. It's been years since I've seen one.
I don't know. Hey, Andrew, can you look that up? Does Playboy, do they even publish an actual hard copy magazine? I don't know. Anyway, I just thought this was pretty pathetic. Yeah, hold on. From this article. Yeah, Need to Know. Yeah. Playboy's online only. They don't publish. But I thought that I read that Hef's son might be trying to bring the print edition back. I thought I saw that, or maybe I had a dream. I don't know. All right. So she says it doesn't hurt that being attractive also comes with many perks. Yeah, she loves to go to high-end restaurants, and she claims that she gets special treatment after she spent all this money on plastic surgery and has jacked up her look. She claims that she's getting special treatment at like hard to get into restaurants.
What? They're bringing by a free dessert because you look like somebody that the power forward would want to make out with?
Here's a free little scoop of sorbet to cleanse your palate in between courses.
Oh, this surgery was definitely worth it.
Listen to this. Once I arrived at a restaurant without a reservation, and I was immediately escorted to the best table in the house because they thought I was a wag,
Okay.
a wife or girlfriend of an athlete.
Oh, joke's on them.
Later on, one of the waiters mentioned that he was a fan of my husband. Ha! Believing that I was with a famous pitcher. So the waiter apparently mentioned the name of a famous Major League Baseball pitcher and thought that this was the wife of that ball player. It doesn't say which ball player.
It seems like it has a very finite window for success, if it even works at all.
She claims that she's been invited to VIP sections without even asking.
Oh, the VIP section. That's...
She says while traveling, she's gotten hotel upgrades because people thought that she must be with a famous football player.
Yes, because she's at the Hampton Inn, and you must be with somebody famous.
Yes, we're going to move you up to the king bed at the Red Roof Inn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, anyway, so there you go. The wag, the wife and girlfriend of a celebrity or an athlete in most cases, and some women trying to look like a wag when they're not a wag. Or hold on a minute. Or if you look like a wag, how many have tried to play the part of a wag and ended up a wag?
I don't know that many. I mean, as soon as you find out that it doesn't make sense.
Right, listen,
she has a mental issue.
I'm just asking. Hey, I don't run from anything on the show. Jerry sends an email. And listen, I don't mind addressing this from time to time. Jerry Sandoval sent me an email. Jerry is not listening live right now because he drives late at night.
Okay.
And he listens to our podcast. Apparently, our podcast keeps him from driving his tractor trailer off the road and falling asleep.
MJ, listen, let's take a second and acknowledge all of our podcast listeners and people who listen to this show. Watch out for the truck.
That's Jerry's truck.
Jerry, watch out.
That's Jerry driving.
All the people who listen to this show on their schedule. We have thousands and thousands of people every day tune into the podcast.
And we appreciate that. So obviously, if you miss anything on the MJ Morning Show, you can listen to the podcast. Just search MJ Morning Show on Q105. We're on every major podcast platform, Spotify. We're on the Apple Podcasts, even on the Q105 app. If you get the My Q105 app, the podcasts are all on that. I mean, there's so many ways to listen. So Jerry writes in. Jerry sends me an email to mj@mjmorningshow.com. Hey, MJ, my name is Jerry. I've been listening since the MJ and BJ days.
All right.
I drive trucks at night and listen to your podcast since I'm sleeping in the morning when you're on the air. I've missed a couple of things, though I would like to know what happened. Like, what happened to Froggy? What happened to Roxanne? I would love to know why they're not on the show anymore. Also, Michelle is a great addition to the show. Hopefully she sticks around. She is pretty funny. Have a good day.
Yeah, she is pretty funny.
So again, listen, I'll address this from time to time, for if you missed it. So Froggy was part of budget cuts around July 1?
Yeah.
Like late June. Froggy his contract was not renewed. But listen, radio's in a tough spot. And all the radio companies are cutting. Every company.
We don't need a receptionist. We could have kept Froggy.
Yeah. So Froggy was not renewed because, and listen, I really was upset about that.
Yeah,
I did everything to try to save Froggy. I even offered up money from my own salary to cover Froggy, but with the companies and stockholders and private equity, whoever's at lenders, a lot of times it's like you got to show cuts and body count. So it's not about me offering up to cover Froggy's salary from the meager money I'm making here.
What if we each would have amputated a leg?
Yeah, that wouldn't have done it.
We wouldn't have done one less person.
So, try to save Froggy. And then I was getting close to bringing Froggy back. Froggy would be back right now, but Froggy had a very unfortunate
He had an unfortunate couple of weeks online.
He had a. Would you like to describe it since,
No,
people are like, what's MJ going to say? Why do you say it, Fester?
I don't want to talk about Froggy
Listen,
too
you have
much.
no problem just
No.
opening up and not holding back.
Look,
just say it.
Froggy vented a little bit. And
A little bit.
And it was misplaced, in my opinion.
Froggy
But
went after me.
after you
Froggy went
personally.
after me personally. I'm trying to save him. I was getting ready to bring him back. Froggy was going to be coming back after the first of the year, and Froggy around Christmas time melts down, attacks me and the company to the point where
Nobody would want him back.
nobody's gonna. I mean, it's just sad. He cooked his own goose. He nailed his own coffin.
One thing Froggy did do that was actually very true is he called me a total MJ mark and a pawn, and you're right, I am.
But then trying to spill secrets of the show and
Yeah.
try. I mean, come on. I mean, really.
It just didn't listen.
And then he ended up.
It was a little bit of a manic episode. He's past it, but the damage is done.
Did he get some bad stuff?
I don't know.
Was it lace?
I don't know. Listen, hey, I love Froggy. I haven't seen him in a couple of months, but I love him and I want to see him soon.
Anyway, so the Froggy thing that's done. That ship has sailed at his own doing. Man, I worked so hard to bring him back, and I was on the cusp.
Okay.
And then as far as Roxanne left just before Christmas break, and she's moved on. She has a much better schedule. Instead of getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
She gets to take her kids to school and then go shoot some TV segments at 11 a.m.
Hey, listen, she does great. Good for her. We're happy for her.
So that's the deal. And, we have been very open. We're hiring. We're looking for a brand new female to join the MJ Morning Show. We're reviewing several. And, Michelle has been coming in since January, doing a phenomenal job. You wouldn't believe the number of people. It's like thousands of folks. I mean, it's insane that people say, just make Michelle permanent. Michelle's doing a fantastic job, but she doesn't want to do it permanently. But even after we do fill the female role here on the MJ Morning Show, I still think that I can get Michelle to come in once or twice a week live into the studio.
Let's worry about those dynamics once we figure out what we're doing.
Okay, what are you, my manager now?
Listen.
What are you, my
I know.
What are you, my roadie?
My name's.
What are you, my handler?
If I'm the new Sally on the MJ Morning Show.
What are you, my fixer?
I don't want you bringing in your old lady trying to elbow me out.
I got a couple of other emails and direct messages that I would like to address. I'll do that here in just a bit.
All right.
First, though, let's move on to some other things. I mentioned artificial sweetener earlier on the MJ Morning Show, and Fester is the Splenda thief of Tampa Bay.
I love it. If you have a place where you offer complimentary Splenda, I will dip into it. I haven't paid for Splenda since ever.
So if you're at a Wawa or other convenience store and you've got a coffee accoutrement section with the Sweet and Low, the Splenda, the Equal,
Sweet and Low is safe.
The real sugar, all that crap. If you notice that's what color? Yellow?
Yellow.
Yeah,
yellow
so
package,
Splenda's the yellow. So
Yeah.
pink is Sweet and Low, Equal's blue. Did they get together with the color coding of this?
I got a couple of packets in my bag right now.
Yeah, he's holding it up to MJ.
Yeah,
hey, look at this. Fester's holding it up to MJ TV. Look at this. I mentioned Splenda, and he can instantly produce Splenda.
Yeah, I carry this with me all the time.
Guess what? It's effing up your brain.
Probably.
It is. And it's, have you lost weight on Splenda?
No.
You've gained weight.
No. If I want to F up my brain and lose weight, I'd be using the other white powder.
This is not new. There have been all kinds of stories about artificial sweeteners, but here's another. The artificial sweeteners, folks, it's running counter. You're better off with the real sugar. Listen to this one. Artificial sweetener found in diet drinks linked to brain damage and increased appetite. It's the opposite. Plus, it's frigging up your brain.
Okay.
A growing body of evidence has increasingly linked diet sodas and other no or low-calorie foods to weight gain. So much so, the World Health Organization issued an advisory a couple of years ago saying not to use sugar substitutes for weight loss. Replacing free sugars with non-sugar sweeteners does not help. People control their weight long-term, says Dr. Francesco Branca. Now, a new study may shed light on why consuming too much of the artificial sweetener sucralose, that's on a lot of stuff. Is that Is sucralose Splenda?
I don't know.
I think it is. I think sucralose. Yeah, look up sucralose and see if the it's also brand named as Splenda or which one it is. Sucralose. I don't do any of these artificial sweeteners. Nothing. Zero.
Too bad. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So
Brand name.
Yeah, brand name. Sucralose brand name.
Splenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, Splenda.
Sucralose is commonly sold under the brand name Splenda. That's exactly what I thought. Dude, I know this and you don't?
I call it Splenda.
I know you call it Splenda.
You know it because Dr. Boombots over there, whatever his name is.
Dr. Boobots. New study may shed light on why consuming too much of the artificial sweetener sucralose could be counterproductive. Instead of the brain sending a signal to eat less, sucralose triggers an increase in appetite.
Fantastic.
you take an artificial sweetener and it's telling you to eat more. Oh, eat more. What?
What are you doing? Mocking all of us zero-calorie sweetener people?
I'm just numbing it over here.
This is delicious stuff. It was great. I put it in everything.
Don't bite your fingertips off.
S is for Splenda. It's good enough for me.
Oh, man. The brain folks, I'm not going to read the whole study. If you want to look it up, look it up. Look up.
Everything kills you, MJ. Nothing is good for you.
Have a teaspoon of regular sugar at 15 freaking calories. How about that?
Tell that to diabetic Dan. I mean, listen, sugar's not great for everybody either.
Oh, before I get to my videos and my interesting encounters over the weekend.
What the hell happened to you at the hotel?
Well, I'm about to get to that.
All right, I saw
How about a fire alarm at 5:55 in the morning? All right, hold on. I'll get to that in a second. First, though, let me give you some beneficial food news here. 62-calorie snack can prevent cancer potentially, improve your sleep, and even slow down aging.
What, a handful of cashews?
You're close. Well, that it's not a nut, though.
Okay, I don't know.
Not a nut or
couple of stalks of celery.
You're getting closer. You're in the right aisle now.
Some kale chips.
No.
What? I don't know what.
Listen, there's a whole backlash against kale. That kale was like non-edible junk crap that Pizza Hut used to use to garnish their all-you-can-eat buffet.
That is the truth. The number one buyer of kale in like the 1980s and 90s was Pizza Hut for the salad bar.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. And then kale has suddenly been turned around as, it's a super healthy food. But there's a whole backlash against kale where there are folks that are saying that kale is garbage leaf and that we've been sold and snookered that kale is healthy. But kale was like, it was a throwaway garnish that no one ever ate until suddenly kale became cool and, ooh, the kale salad. Ooh. Anyway.
All right, so it's not that. But is it like in the produce section?
Listen, I'm going to take 30 seconds here and then I got to move on.
A banana?
Grapes.
Oh.
Grapes, man. A lot of push recently for grapes. I like the result of fermenting the grapes. I've always been a fan of grapes. But mushy, it's like blueberries. I hate mushy blueberries. That's why I fondle blueberries at the store.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's got a little taped safety seal or whatever to keep the carton closed. I'm not buying a $5.99 or $6.99 plastic bin of blueberries, then to get them home and have them a total mealy mouth mush fest. That is the worst thing in the world. That is the worst thing that I encounter as a human being are mushy blueberries and grapes. I got to have a snap. Wow. I got to have a crunch. Same thing with grapes. Oh, mushy grapes. Oh. Inexcusable.
Oh, the worst.
You want that tight snap when you bite into, when you bite into a grape, right? No. So here's the deal.
I eat plenty of grapes in jelly form.
Yeah, with all that added sugar.
Fantastic.
All the what is it? The
gelatinous.
Thank you. Andrew knew exactly what I was going to say. High fructose corn syrup.
Listen, put it with a.
How about some low fructose corn syrup? Is that out there?
What
about some no fructose corn syrup?
I don't know if that's out there.
No, it's not. All right, so grapes, 81% water, 62 calories a serving. Grapes are fantastic. They're affordable, versatile, blah, blah, blah. Grapes have over 1,600 different plant compounds.
Seems like a lot.
An incredible array of antioxidants. Anthocyanins, responsible for giving red grapes their rich hue.
Yes.
But also there's that resveratrol, right, from the skins of grapes. Anyway, the grape man. And did I just buy a whole lot of grape stock? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Big chunk of my portfolio now.
MJ's a shill for big grape.
Yeah, just full disclosure.
MJ, we're going to need you to help drum up support.
Grapes are a big position now in my portfolio. Go buy big grape.
Dump pineapple. Dump pineapple. Buy grape.
All right, so what do you want to know about my Instagram post? Folks, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're missing out on a lot of crap. Like what I look like at 5:55 in the morning, 6 a.m., getting ejected from a hotel because the fire alarm is beep.
So at night, I sleep with my phone on silent.
Yeah.
And I pick up my phone. I'm kind of groggy. I wake up this morning, getting ready to come into the radio station. And I pick up the phone, open Instagram, and the first thing that pops up is you in the middle of the night. And then I see you talking. I'm like, what the hell's happening? And then there's fire trucks rolling by. And then I find out you're at a Best Western just because you panned over to the sign. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then,
I did that deliberately.
I saw the caption.
All right, so folks, you ought to be following my Instagram. Go to my Instagram so we can play some audio. I'm certified MJ Radio. I'm sitting at 24,800. All I need is like 105 new followers to get to 25,000. So come on, there's got to be 105 or 110 people right now that are listening that don't follow me that will take on my charity case.
Do we have the tote board sound effect?
Yeah, give me my digital tote board, please.
I mean, if we're going to do an Instagram segment anyway right now, we might as well try to give like a little push.
Yeah, the race to 25,000, the 25,000-a-thon.
During these next few minutes that we talk about a couple of videos that MJ shot.
Help Jerry's kids. Help MJ get to 25,000.
Yes.
Please help Jerry. Seriously. So hold on. Let's go to the tote board. I can actually go to my Instagram and I can bring up my dashboard and tell you.
What's the actual number?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to go to my dashboard right now. I have 24,875 followers right now. I'm 125 followers away from getting to 25,000. Come on, folks.
Andrew, get the Sarah McLachlan song, Arms of an Angel. Just get that ready. Get that ready. We're going to need it in a couple minutes.
See if Sally Struthers is available for a TV commercial.
Yes.
To help MJ get to 25,000. Give me a follow, folks. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. I'm almost there. All right. So which of my videos over the weekend on my Instagram Reels appealed to you most? Was it the fire alarm?
Yes.
Emergency fire alarm, 6 a.m. at hotel. Go ahead and roll the audio on this thing. Listen to this. Hit it. This kind of sucks. Fire alarm going off at a hotel in Connecticut in the middle of the freaking morning. What the hell's going on here? My God, look, everyone's evacuating this place. I'm in the parking lot now. The fire trucks. I don't smell any smoke. I don't see any fire.
No sirens.
Hey, dude, you're going the wrong way. Yeah, the fire truck's passing the hotel. It's like, hello, it's over here. Why are they all out in the street? Then there are like 3 or 4 other units out in the street. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. We do have one underneath the portico. All right, so hang on a minute. There was a ladder truck in the parking lot of the hotel. Best Western. Yeah, it was a Best Western. Middle of the freaking morning here. What time is it? It's 5 a.m. Holy crap. Look. Everyone's out here in the parking lot.
Everybody's in their pajamas.
Kind of sucks. Yeah. All right, no sign of smoke or fire. Some jackwagon probably pulled the freaking fire alarm here. Or somebody was. Oh my God! You want to see what I look like? Oh no, it's 6 a.m. So 6:10. Oh, this is normal time for me.
You're wide awake.
All right. So anyway, that's it. So if you want to see what I look, also I'm not wearing my contact lenses. I'm not wearing my rigid gas permeables. I've got my eyeglasses on.
So there was no fire. It was no fire. No emergency.
And guess who did not evacuate the hotel room? I was the only one. And by the way, I was pushing women and children out of the way like George Costanza. I was get out of my way! Get out.
Now, were you alone or was Michelle with you?
No, we're all there. It's Michelle, Chloe, and Julian. We're all packed into this Best Western in Connecticut.
2 and 2?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're all packed into this bed, and they wouldn't get out of bed. They're like, Michelle's like, all right, tell me if there are any flames and smoke.
I mean, when you start smelling smoke, then you know to leave. But
you know what was really a little frightening is we really couldn't hear the alarm. It was not loud enough, really. It was annoying once you got out into the hallway.
with the door closed.
But while we were sleeping, we really did not hear the alarm. There was no annunciator inside the actual hotel room, and there was no flashing light. Like sometimes you've got that red flashing light, fire, 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 and it's flashing a white strobe. No, nothing like that. And none of us woke up, but Julian, I guess the thing was going off for like 5 minutes, and then Julian woke up and said, "Hey,
shut the alarm off."
He said, "Is the fire alarm going off?" So then I walked to the door and I cracked the door, and then, but we almost didn't even wake up. If it were a real fire, we would have been burnt to a crisp.
You'd be on the list of casualties.
Oh yeah. But, I do travel with my carbon monoxide detector, so there was no carbon monoxide because my carbon monoxide detector did not go off.
That's why Michelle stayed in the room. If that thing doesn't go off, she knows that there's nothing in the air.
Yeah. Well, listen, the room does have a smoke detector. So if there was smoke in the room, then the smoke detector in the room would have gone off. And we were on the first floor, and, I did immediately check to see if we could evacuate. But you know what they had on the first floor? What? They had those metal stoppers. So you couldn't. I would need a Phillips head or like a DeWalt power drill.
Yeah.
So the windows only went up like 4 inches.
Yeah, you can't open a hotel window.
And then they were stopped by these metal plates, and I would need like a screwdriver to take the plates off. Listen, in the case of an emergency, that freaking toilet lid would be smashing through that window so damn fast. Or I would take the TV, I would take a chair.
Something.
I would bash out their freaking windows if we really had to evacuate.
What if you would have done that anyway? Just with the alarm going off in the hallway, you bash out the window. We should have just we smash out the window.
Yeah, what do they do? If we we thought there was a fire, we panicked.
You played the buzzer. They played the buzzer.
We thought we were trapped.
Yeah.
Yes. The buzzer in the hallway, we thought that meant there was like backdraft and flames and everything. And so I smash out the hotel windows at the Best Western somewhere in Connecticut.
Do $5,000 worth of damage to the frame and the window and the wall.
Sorry, the fire alarm was going off. I thought we had to evacuate. I thought we were trapped. I thought we had to escape with our lives.
But those people, the people walking like zombies. I mean, we're up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, but most people are still kind of sleeping. Wow.
But I'm at 24,900. Hang on, I got to go to the dashboard to see exactly where. But folks, it's content like that, man.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Oh, and then I was stopped at TSA at BDL. At the Bradley Airport, I was stopped in Windsor Locks at the Bradley International Airport. They thought I had C4 plastic explosives in my bag. Hey, I'll tell you about that in a second. So that video is also, let me see where I am here on the...
Nice puffy coat.
It's not a puffy coat.
It looks really big on you.
Yeah, it's not. It is a little big, but that's just it's actually a thin, it's not really a...
All right.
Hold on, where am I? Let me see where I am. Did I say...
Yeah, a lot of things that people bring on board planes that are completely acceptable look really suspicious on the X-ray.
All right, so I'm 24,917 now. So I mean I'm almost there. Come on, I'm like 80 followers away from hitting 25,000.
We can do it together.
Come on,
people.
if you're on Instagram, come on, give me the follow. I'm almost at 25,000. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Then I roll this. So just a heads up, little public service. Now, I knew this, and this has happened to me before. So I was...
So you're a repeat offender?
I'm a repeat offender.
You knew what to expect?
I should have been hauled off by federal agents.
Let me refresh this.
If you travel with... Well, hang on, roll the audio, refresh it, and go. Hit it. Here we go. All right. Hey, everybody, it's MJ from the MJ Morning Show, Q105 Tampa Bay.
104.7 FM. I'm here at the BDL Airport in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, and I just got supplemental screened. Why? I was just waiting to see if it was going to happen because
Here we go.
I have 2 blocks of award-winning Arethusa Farms Europa Gouda cheese. And the cheese comes up as a similar form factor to C4 plastic explosives. So just a heads up if you're traveling.
There's this lady in the back. Look at the lady like in front of me. She was like staring at me as I was shooting the video. But no, seriously, if you have a block of cheese, and like when I'm up in New York, sometimes I'll go grab. Or we were in Philly some time ago, and I went to an Italian market in the Little Italy in Philly, and I bought a great block of pecorino.
So
You know,
walk over
for
this
my
big-
for my cacio e pepe that I make.
You're boarding the plane with this big block of pecorino,
Yeah,
and they stop you.
got a big pecorino.
So did I ever tell you the time I got stopped at the airport in Indiana when I was coming home with potato salad or a macaroni salad?
Did that show up as bomb material as well?
Yeah. We spent some time up in the
Hold on,
north.
it was potato salad
No,
or
it was macaroni salad.
Who travels with like? And was it mayonnaise based where the mayo could go bad and give you food poisoning?
I deliberately brought a soft side cooler with me on the
Okay.
trip. My
All
wife likes this macaroni salad that they sell at the Meyer store up in the north.
Oh, Meijer.
We spent several summers in Michigan before the
Yeah.
MJ Morning Show came back,
Right.
and she really enjoyed this macaroni salad. She goes, "Hey, if you're going up to Indiana, bring back some salad." And I brought 2 containers of it, and I put it in a soft side cooler for the trip back to Tampa, and I got searched. And the guys showed me the video or the image of it, and it looked a lot like a bomb.
It does.
I don't even know what I'm looking at, and I'm like, "That's a bomb because that's your macaroni salad."
Well, the signature of certain foods, and in your case, I guess your macaroni salad did the same thing. But a block of cheese, man, they were, and you could see the lady was like the TSA agent. She's like, "Sir, I got to search." I'm like, "What are you looking for?" "Sir, I got to search." And then she's digging and digging. I just had a carry-on bag. And you could see it. It's on the video when I was traveling, a very, very small carry-on. Soft-sided. It wasn't even like a hard bag. And she's digging at the bottom, and she pulls out the 2 blocks of cheese. And you could see, like, relief on her face that I wasn't some mad bomber with a couple of blocks of C4 plastic explosives.
Yeah, she thinks these are like the last moments of her life digging in some tool's bag.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the cheese, by the way.
Yeah, there you have it.
Scare the
All right,
hell
so,
out of the
so
TSA.
2 good. This is a good reason to give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. 2 good videos, and listen, you learn what.
This is a good reason. You bringing a bomb-like material.
Oh, and then
on?
take a look at Julian eating the pizza, folks. You know what a pizza nut. Hold on. What do you want me to do, Andrew? Take line 6.
What do we got?
Hang on. Let me grab Lisa in Lakeland. Lisa, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome, Lisa. Can I help you?
MJ, how you doing?
Yes. Go ahead.
So the Gouda C4 thing,
Yeah.
my husband and I were taking a trip in Wisconsin,
Yep.
Oh.
and we stopped at this very, very famous cheese shop,
Yep.
and I got a big wheel of Gouda.
Yeah.
They wrapped it in plain brown wrapping.
Oh,
Okay?
no.
So we're going through the first round of x-ray machines. The lady, first of all, she was ruder than she should have been. They scan the bag. They stop it. They scan it again. They bring me over to the little side area.
Yeah, the stainless steel table area.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they took out, she brings out the brown paper, wrapping, and she looks at me and she goes, "Buy something, did we?" And she said it just like that.
Buy something, did we? What the
And
hell
I
does that
looked at her and I go, "Ma'am, I'm in Wisconsin. I bought a wheel of cheese."
Yeah, so this was in Wisconsin?
This is in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so how much freaking cheese do they see go through it? They know exactly.
Right?
They know it's most likely cheese and you're not like the Unabomber or something.
All right.
Yeah, and so then they take the bag and they go take it to like a special side room. I don't know where.
I'm going to take a chunk of Gouda. I'm going to stick it on the outside of the safe right next to the tumbler. I have some wires coming out. I'm going to try to blow the safe with Gouda.
I know, right? So then I'm waiting and waiting. So about 5 minutes later, I
Right.
get it and they go, "Okay, you're free to go." And I'm like, wow.
All right, hold on, Lisa. She was a little bit overly rude for somebody with cheese, but it sounds like she was appropriately concerned for somebody potentially with a bomb.
Yeah, I know, but it was a wheel of Gouda in Wisconsin. Come on, guys.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah, they should clearly know, what we're dealing with.
Why
here.
don't they make you take cheese out of your luggage, at least in Wisconsin?
Well, I mean, it was in my carry-on, but I mean,
Yeah,
they should have a sign that says, any waxed-covered cheese, please take out of your bag.
I mean, take out your laptop, take out tablets, take off your shoes, take out any cheese you may have in your carry-on.
Lakeland and Lisa, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
And then there's another video of Julian and I. You know that I'm a pizza nut.
I haven't heard that.
I'm an absolute pizza-holic, as you know.
You are.
So, everyone knows the famous pizza shops up in Connecticut.
Not really.
In Stamford, you got the original Colony Grill, and we happen to have the Colony Grill here at Tampa Midtown, and in St. Pete downtown. The famous ultra thin Colony Grill bar pie is a Connecticut staple. Then, of course, you've got New Haven, which many have called the pizza capital of the United States, with Sally's Beats. You've got Frank Pepe Pizza Napolitana. You've got Modern Beats. You've got Bar. So there's a place in West Haven, not anywhere near as traveled as New Haven and Wooster Street. But, oh, my God, it was fantastic. And Julian and I ordered 3 pizzas. You want to see the video of 3 pizzas on our table as we're chowing down on Saturday late morning? We got there at 11. We were in the parking lot waiting 20 minutes before they opened.
Oh, you're that guy.
We went to Zupardi's. Zupardi''S Zupardi's Pizza.
Did you eat all 3?
Or they like to pronounce it Beats. Yeah, so I ordered a big cheese, then I ordered a smaller, fresh, shucked white clam pizza. Oh, my God, was that fantastic.
Ugh.
And I've had that at other places in New Haven, but theirs was just tremendous. And then they make their own sausage. Had a sausage pie as well. And you want to see the video on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. The pizzas were outrageous. If you're anywhere near New Haven, you got to get to West Haven. You got to try Zupardi's. It was just absolutely dynamic. 8:08 at the MJ Morning Show. We might have to go to the phones on this. Scientists discover intriguing benefit of having sex right before bedtime. Anybody with any experience? Would you like to listen to the deets here and tell me if you agree, disagree, or if you want to add something to this? If you have a habit of waking up in the middle of the night, a spot of intimacy might be the key to keeping you asleep all night long. Experts found that those who had sex or engaged in some personal manipulation just before going to sleep were far less likely to wake up soon afterward. That if you have relations or other, that this might be the ticket to sleeping through the night. Anybody want to agree? Has anyone tried this? Have you noticed that you do wake up frequently in the middle of the night, but if you do have some intimacy, that you do sleep straight through? Anybody? 800. Are you?
I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
Right. Fester's over here yawning for effect. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. I'd love to hear from folks right now. 800-990-1047. Scientists were unable to confirm exactly why this was. They theorized that the post-Big O, the hormones help people get a good night's sleep. But also, hasn't it always been said that when a guy, don't women complain about afterward, the guy always, the guy just, falls asleep?
Right out, like a light.
Yeah, out. Anybody want to weigh in on this? Having relations and then getting a good night's sleep afterward?
Is this for both genders?
Has anyone noticed this? Yes or no? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Oh, look at the phones. Every line. Every single. Oh, look. I think, it's our friend Stacy from Largo.
Our dear friend.
Yeah, I got a feeling she's got a lot of experience in this department.
All right.
Yeah.
Good morning, Stacy.
Stacy, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Stacy from Largo. Yes, Stacy.
Hi, good morning. How is everybody. Hello, Fester. How
Hello.
are you, buddy?
Hello, darling.
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing
can only
well.
say hello to me and Fester Day because we're the only ones in the studio.
I know. Hi, guys. It's so cool to talk to both of you at once.
Stacy, do you have? I'm guessing you have a lot of experience in this department over the years.
Maybe just a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again.
Just a little bit.
Oh, just a little bit. All right. Your thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree? Are you a scientist?
I totally agree. I totally agree with this one, 100%. And even in the morning, it seems if we do it at night, do it in the morning, I seem to have a better day all day long, and I sleep all through the night.
So morning hours gives you a better day. Evening hours gives you a better night's sleep.
Correct.
Gotcha. Racy
So
Stacy.
I like to do it at night before sleep, and I
Right.
like to do it first thing in the morning.
May I ask the last time you did it before sleep or in the morning before work?
It would have been
Like yesterday?
June last year.
I'm sorry, what? When?
It was. It's been a while. It's been since probably August.
Oh, well, hold on. Hold on. You're telling me the cupboard is closed?
Yeah, right now, yes, I'm single.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
I am single right now, yes. So,
Is Racy Stacy from Largo? Are you on the prowl?
I am.
All right. Well, let us know how that goes.
Yes, please. We're on pins and needles, Stacy.
You
But yeah.
definitely will be up to date, I promise.
All right. Thank you, Stacy. Always great to hear from you.
You too, guys. Have a great day.
All right. Oh, Danielle, Lakewood Ranch. Hello, Danielle. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hello.
Yes, Danielle. What can you add to our convo?
Well, I'm here with my husband. Just dropped the kids off from school, so perfect timing.
Oh, yeah. Look at
I
that.
can confirm within 2 minutes.
You guys going to pull over and maybe get into it right now live on the show?
Oh.
Well, I mean, we are headed home, and he does have the day off.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So
great.
we're headed there, it seems.
We're headed there. But, yep, within 2 minutes, this guy's passed out.
And then does he sleep through the night?
What do you mean, no? He's saying no.
Is he
Oh,
just
oh,
He's-
what is he, a mute? I don't even hear him in the background.
Danielle? Give him the phone. Give him the phone.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, I usually wake up. I can't stop it. I mean, it helps me pass out quicker, but I still don't sleep through the night.
Up, so he's challenging the research here. All right, guys, well, listen. Have Danielle and what's your husband's name?
Chris,
Chris. Danielle and Chris, have a beautiful day.
thank you. You too.
Yeah, sounds like they're gonna have a great rest of the morning.
Hold on.
once they
What
get
are you guys driving? Oh, son of a bitch! I was going to say if the Dodge Caravans are rocking, don't come and knocking.
home. No, don't do it. Liz, let it be.
Moving along on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, I've got a couple of other listener contacts that I want to just address here. And you can always drop me an email. My email is always open. This is my private email. If you've got a hot tip, you got some gossip, you got something that I need to get out to the listeners, if you want to stay anonymous, just tell me that you're giving me a tip and you want to be anonymous. I will always take that to the bank. I'll take it to the wall. If you want to be anonymous, just tell me. You got something I need to know, MJ at MJMorningshow.com, or my DMs are open on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. So, two things here. I get a DM from John. And John says, hello, MJ. A few days ago on the show, you mentioned your New York days and jingles and Peter Cofield.
Yeah.
Did you know him personally?
Ooh.
And I wrote back, just from having him on the radio show. Then John writes back, he was my cousin. Did you know he passed away about 15 years ago? I did.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah.
And I even left a note on, those in memoriam sites, online where they have the obituary. I even left a note on one of those sites. So I did know. And, I asked him where you live. He lives in Lakeland.
Oh, wow.
And he caught us talking about Peter Cofield. And, folks, you might not know the name Peter Cofield, but you absolutely know what he's done. And the reason why we got a hold of Peter Cofield in the first place was back in, like, the mid-2000s, like 2006, 2007. I was, like, totally enthralled and we've talked about this on multiple occasions, I was totally enthralled by a jingle that was out for DirecTV.
All right, let's get.
Somebody up there loves you.
This was the jingle.
You are programmed for greatness. You get so many games. Happy husbands and children. A happier wife. Over 200 channels. What a wonderful life. Oh, somebody up there loves you. Somebody knows what you want to see.
So I love this song. I could not get it out of my head. DirecTV. So I said to Fester, find out who did that jingle. I want to talk to him.
So we're a jingle junkie.
Yeah.
I mean, if we hear something that piques our interest, we listen for catchy things, and this caught all of our attention.
Right. So this guy, Peter Cofield, it turns out, wrote that jingle and even sang on that one. So Fester tracks him down.
I had to find out who the ad agency was for DirecTV.
In New York.
I call the ad agency. I explain to them what I need to have accomplished.
You got a hold of someone that worked on the account.
And they sent me to the rep, and the rep kind of didn't believe me. Then he had to check out our socials, and I proved who I am, and he tells me he'll put a message out. And then I get a call from a New York number. I didn't recognize it. I answer it, and it's this guy,
Peter
with his
Cofield.
great voice. And I'm like, and I tell him everything, and he's laughing his head off, and he thought it was hysterical.
So Cofield wrote the Big Red commercial.
Okay, so
kiss a little longer.
Yeah, we just wanted to
longer
talk
with
to him.
Big Red, the chewing gum.
We just wanted to talk to him on the radio.
Yeah, about DirecTV.
I set up an interview.
Yeah.
While you're talking to him,
Right.
he volunteers to make a jingle for the morning show.
Right.
He did the Big Red commercial.
He did.
You got the right one,
You
baby.
got the right one, baby. He arranged that version and worked with Ray Charles. You got the right one, baby. For Pepsi. Then just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. He wrote that jingle. This guy did a ton of stuff that affected, the American advertising landscape. And then he ends up, this had to be $100,000 or more. He writes a custom song jingle for the MJ Morning Show, which many of you have heard.
Time to get up, get out of bed. Let a radio genius climb into your head. Get a totally unpredictable start to your day. Get your daily dose of MJ. Morning show, MJ, let's go. From 6 to 10 with his crazy gang comes the voice of insanity. A man you can hang with. He's a little demented, but baby in a beautiful way. Get your morning dose of MJ, MJ. Time to wake up and play with MJ, MJ. Start your heart with MJ. He takes a crazy world and spins it round and round. Everybody is getting down with the sound of MJ. Morning show, got promotions and commotion. Everything you wanna know, only MJ Morning Show. MJ, time to get the party started, getting ready, let's go to the MJ Morning Show. Go.
So that's the song.
I continue to love that, by the way.
Then it turns out we got a guy in Lakeland that's just flipping through, listening to us, hears us mention Peter Cofield, and he's like, that was my cousin.
Yeah.
So hopefully John in Lakeland is listening, and that's the whole story.
And John Cofield?
Yeah.
Is that his name? John Cofield?
I don't know if that's his. I don't know if that's his last name. All I know is John, and he contacted me on Instagram direct messages at Certified MJ Radio. All right, we played this in the last minutes of the show on Friday, and it's the unbelievable Linda Hogan emotional meltdown that she had on Instagram. Why are you doing a sourpuss lemon face over there?
I feel bad for Linda.
Yeah, I do too. I really do.
I mean, she's done a pretty good job of staying out of the public eye.
And the reason why I'm bringing this
in
back
the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the reason why I'm bringing this back up is I stumbled across a post story on, the entertainment section. Brooke Hogan, the daughter of Linda and Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, Brooke Hogan's husband, Stephen Oleski, lashes out at Hulk Linda Hogan amid the family feud. Oh, time for the feud. Oh, Steve Harvey ought to get the Hogans on Family Feud. Oh, Here comes the Hogans. Time to play. That's enough of that crap. All right, so listen to this. Brooke Hogan's husband lashed out at in-laws Hulk Hogan and his wife ex-Linda, or his ex-wife Linda, as he joined in on the public back-and-forth exchanges that uncovered the inner turmoil dividing the family. Former NHL enforcer Stephen Oleski defended his wife Brooke, who he married in 2022, over her mother's laughable claims amid their family feud. My wife's post was not a plea for attention, sympathy, or even support, he said in his Instagram post over the weekend on Saturday. It was simply a response to the false claims that had been made about her. Oleski referenced Linda Hogan's rant to her social media followers that her daughter hadn't spoken to her for nearly a decade, but did not mention Linda or Hulk by name in his statement. I cannot stand by and allow anyone, to continue to hurt not only the most amazing person I'm fortunate enough to call my wife, but also the distorted sense of power and relevance the media can sometimes grant individuals. He debunked Linda Hogan's claim that Brooke Hogan broke her collarbone during a drunken fight. The claim that my wife broke Jane Doe's collarbone was laughable to those who know the trust. He noted his lifelong sobriety outside having his first sip of alcohol directly out of the Stanley Cup as he celebrated his Pittsburgh Penguins teammates' win in 2016.
Yeah, he played for a long time.
Yeah. So anyway, so the reason why I'm bringing this back up is that here's Brooke Hogan's husband. And, of course, listen, Hulk Hogan, Brooke, and Nick Hogan, and the whole Graziano deal, and the car wreck, and, you know, their years in Bel Air Bluffs, you know, with the big, you know, Hulk Hogan mansion over there.
Yeah.
The audio that we played on Friday, and this was like in the last couple of minutes of the show, late in the 9 o'clock hour, you know, this was just really, really emotional audio. I thought maybe we should maybe revisit Linda Hogan.
Okay, so I'm just home by myself today. Again, as usual, I'm okay with most things, but today something hit. I don't know what hit, but
God, I really feel bad for her. I do.
I look terrible because I've been crying. And yesterday I went to try to go have Botox and shit, and they bruised me.
Andrew, you didn't cut it out the second time?
You miss it again? Twice in 2 days?
It's been 15 or longer years since I got left Hulk Hogan.
My dump button's not working. Anyway.
Damn studio. But she has like a gut-wrenching admission or outpouring of whatever she has bottled up in her. And I feel terrible that she's going through that. However, I kind of expect family members to come forward and disagree or plead their own case.
Well, there's more. Don't go away. There's more.
My family is in the worst mess. Brooke doesn't talk to us. She's had twins. She got married. She didn't tell us. She had twins. She didn't tell us. She had a huge fight with Terry.
Wow.
I don't know how that reflected onto me, but she cut me out too. I haven't talked to her for 7 years, almost 8.
7 years, almost 8.
8 years now. And God bless Nick. He's still such a good boy. I've never put a Facebook post out like this with my ugly face and my crying face, but
I almost want to find Linda, give her a hug. I mean, I feel bad for her. You know, maybe Michelle and I ought to take her out to dinner somewhere. You know
what? I don't know that social media is the place you want to air your family's grievances, though. She's
and then there's one final clip. This is the most, I guess, salacious. Listen.
I have to be honest about what I went through in my marriage with Terry as Hulk Hogan and what it entailed and what it has caused over the years and everything else. He's a complete liar. He is a sex addict. Yet he marches on.
Wow. She calls him a complete liar and a sex addict. in this video that she posted on her Instagram.
He marches on like, yeah, oh, I'm promoting my own beer, real American beer. Yeah, look at me. Woo! Yeah, he's such a hero, right? Not. Okay, I'm going to give you my thumbs down. I've given him more opportunities to come back and make us a family and try to,
Wow.
I'm sorry, it's so sad.
Oh, boy.
And it's been 20 years. And
Listen, even the bird in the background's upset.
Shut that damn bird up, Lynn. All right. It's
A little chirping parakeet.
I don't know what you hope this would accomplish. I'll tell you this, MJ. When I met Hulk Hogan, he lied to me.
Hold on, I'm not done with Linda.
Yeah.
Hold on to
I'll
that
tell you
thought.
right now, he
Hang on.
lied to
All
me
right,
when
hold
I
on.
met him.
Get that in a minute. Hang on.
I'm still this sad. Somebody please explain that. I don't know.
10 more seconds.
It doesn't get better. I do love living alone.
Can I get her a Kleenex or something?
Maybe a couple of them.
Yeah.
I don't.
Let me get her a box of Puffs.
A whole roll of paper towels right about now.
Some Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Ever want to be married again after him. Trust me.
Never want to be married again after him. Speaking of the Hulkster. So Hulk Hogan lied to you say?
Yeah, I mean, right to my face, too.
What'd he do?
I mean, Hulk Hogan, listen, he's internationally known. Everybody knows who this guy
of course.
is. He walks into a room. He's the center of attention. He walks right up to me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, "Hey, brother." And we're not related at all.
Oh, so yeah.
Hey, brother.
That's how he lied to
Hey,
you?
brother. We're not related.
All right.
I'm kidding. Listen, I have nothing against the Hulkster, and I have nothing against the family. I mean, they've had their issues, but I don't know what you hope this would accomplish.
Well, listen, when I had my issues with the other radio,
Other people, yeah.
the other Hulk kind of bashed me for no reason whatsoever. So I have an issue with Hulk Hogan because when I was having the Bubba issue, Hulk would just go on that show and just trash and bash me with no experience.
I didn't know that.
If anything, we had good experience.
We had a good experience.
We had Hulk in the studio numerous times over the years, so that was very disappointing that he would then just go against me and bash and jump on the bandwagon.
I mean, there was a time Brooke was trying to have a pop career.
Oh yeah,
and we had concerts where Brooke Hogan was featured.
Our radio station helped to embrace the attempt to launch a Brooke Hogan pop music star career.
This was about the time of their reality show.
All right, moving along here on the MJ Morning Show. People are starting to notice that this particular brand of ice cream doesn't say ice cream on it any longer. Folks, this is an MJ Morning Show consumer alert. Alert. You know me and ice cream, right? I love ice cream. I make my own ice cream. I mean, I go to the extent of getting the 40% cream from, Restaurant Depot, for ultra rich, heavy cream. Because typically you've got cream that's 36%, and then at some places you can get the higher content cream, and I do a 40% butterfat. And man, I really just my ice cream is a passion of mine. So I'm really in tune to this. But if you notice, folks, start looking in the supermarket because more and more brands are starting to say frozen dairy dessert. And what that means, it is not using the specified amount of milk fats
to be considered ice cream?
Exactly. So the government has, the FDA, they've got a standard on what can be called ice cream. And guess which major brand is, I don't know when this happened because I haven't bought this brand in years, but guess which major brand now does not read ice cream on the container and now reads frozen dairy dessert.
Is it a national brand? Is it something that you'd find anywhere?
Yeah. And in this particular brand, typically west of the Mississippi, it's known as one name, and east of the Mississippi, it's another name. And no, it's not Hellman's Mayonnaise ice cream, and it's Best Foods. No. Because, with Hellman's Mayonnaise, east of the Mississippi, it's called Hellman's, and west of the Mississippi, it's called Best Foods. But no, the ice cream brand I'm talking about is Edie's. So Edie's and Dryers. So west it's called Dryers, east it's called Edie's. And for whatever reason, Edie's and Dryers, not to be confused with Breyers, but Edie's now, if you look at the side of like their vanilla bean and other ice creams, it says frozen dairy dessert because they don't have enough milk fats to be considered ice cream. And what is this about? It's about cheap. It's about making the product cheaper. So not only have they reduced the size of the container, jacked up the price, now they're not putting the quality ingredients. Yeah, they're using all kinds of fillers like guar bean and locust bean gum and, all these, fillers to use less products. When I make my ice cream, it is whole milk. It is heavy cream. It's real cane sugar. And that's, and whatever, the cocoa, the cocoa powder, the different chocolates, Belgian chocolate I'm using. I'm using the French, very, very expensive. What's the name of that stuff? Just amazing. The French cocoa powder I use. The name's slipping. But, my ice creams are so simple and 100% natural with like just a few ingredients. But you look at, all of the fillers and all the junk they put into ice creams these days. But Edie's now, it's a frozen dairy dessert. Doesn't qualify as ice cream anymore. I think that Breyers has done that as well. Now, also you got to check Edie's. Some might still qualify as ice cream.
I don't know.
If it's ice cream, it'll say ice cream on the container, but look on the side. And a lot of times they're just showing an ice cream cone or a dish of ice cream.
It doesn't mention the word ice anything.
Exactly. It has like the name of the company, Edie's, or, vanilla bean, mint chocolate chip. And then you have to look off to the side. And if it doesn't say ice cream right on it, it means they're hiding the fact that somewhere on the label they're going to do frozen dairy dessert. And just so you know, it's all about the milk fat. To be labeled as ice cream legally in the United States, the product must contain at least 10% milk fat and have a minimum total solids and weight requirement. This is all FDA guidelines. So total solids must contain at least 1.6 pounds of total solids per gallon. There's a whole deal here. But people are starting to notice that, hey, a lot of what they thought was ice cream, it doesn't qualify as ice cream anymore.
So I'm looking at the tub of Edie's strawberry. Yeah. And to look at the front of it, you don't really see off to this little corner here in the little pocket corner.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
It says frozen dairy dessert.
So Edie's, the big logo is on the front. They've got a scoop of, good-looking strawberry ice cream with chunks of strawberry. And then you had to look off to the left side at the way bottom. On the side, it reads frozen dairy dessert.
Written in little teeny tiny letters.
Yeah. Why don't you put that on the front? So there's no ice cream, but frozen dairy dessert. Because it doesn't qualify as ice cream anymore.
Edie's is one of the brands that I think has had one of the more significant looking shrinkages because it's now a 48-ounce container as opposed to being
the old half gallons.
And
most have done that.
Yeah, but I think I could get a can of beans bigger than a...
All right, so Andrew, Breyers, which they touted as all natural, and listen, it could still be all natural, but it's not all natural with something that makes it ice cream. What do you want to point out on Breyers, Andrew?
Oh, just Breyers also has the same labeling
on like their vanilla.
So they're using, natural ingredients.
Yeah,
sugar and milk,
natural vanilla, but we're on the Breyers container. It doesn't say it. Natural vanilla made with fresh cream, sugar, and milk, but not enough fresh cream to make it ice cream. Oh, hold on. All right, so Andrew is saying the vanilla might still say ice cream. So the natural vanilla might still qualify as ice cream, but other brands, you're saying, Andrew, says for other flavors of Breyers. So you got to look. Because within the brand, you might have some that qualify as an ice cream and others that don't. So ice cream, public service announcement from the MJ Morning Show. Then, woman catches a coworker spiking her Coca-Cola, and it was caught on a hidden camera.
Spiking it with what?
Well, Guy's been arrested. Allegedly tampering with his coworker's soda. Caught on video. The woman who had suspicion set up a secret camera to see what the hell was going on. Joseph Ross, 34 years old, taken into custody last week up in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, charged with placing foreign objects in the woman's Coca-Cola. Didn't Clarence Thomas have that?
No, it was on top of the Coca-Cola, not in the Coca-Cola.
With the,
Yeah.
what was her name?
Anita Hill.
Anita Hill. Anita, that's right, Anita Hill.
You might have been right after all these. You probably owe her an apology.
Who the? Anyway, so I have no idea. But this guy, Joseph Ross, 34, taken into custody, charges placing foreign objects on the woman's Coca-Cola can at the workplace on the grounds of the Wisconsin State Fair Park. The woman, identified as just J.H. in the criminal complaint, noticed that her Coke was being contaminated after she noticed a strong chemical smell and taste and fell ill after drinking it. It's according to Fox 6 up in Milwaukee. She then set up a surveillance camera underneath her computer monitor to see if anyone was screwing with her beverages, according to the criminal complaint. She looked at the footage, and guess what?
Yeah, she found it.
Yep. Her worst supposition became reality, and saw that this guy Ross was pouring super glue into her drink from a bottle with a little white spout.
That's awful.
Is that unbelievable? He's caught on camera. So the Coke can is sitting on her desk. She's got a little camera hidden underneath her monitor, and you see him walking up, and he's got a little plastic container. You know how the super glue comes in those little, like, 1 ounce or half-ounce containers?
Yeah.
Quarter-ounce container. He's squirting super glue into her Coke. What kind of sicko? How maniacal is that?
It's pretty awful.
Unfreaking believable. Noticed the funny smell, funny taste. Set up the camera, caught him. Yeah, made the discovery. She then got a hold of the police that were in the area, actually, showed them the footage. They interviewed Ross, admitted to adding the glue to his coworker's drink. God, super glue? What you're not going to glue her mouth shut with, like, super glue getting diluted by a 12-ounce can of Coke.
No, but still, you don't want that in your system.
No, of course not.
Absolutely not. It must taste awful.
Allegedly tampered with her drink. He wore clear latex gloves, which were later discarded.
This guy's a creep.
Cops got a. You want to see you see the picture of this guy?
No.
Oh, let me hold this up. Look at this. He's got a Dumb and Dumber Lloyd Christmas haircut.
You know what?
Look at this thing.
He looks exactly like somebody who would tamper with food.
Exactly. I'm holding this up to MJTV right now. Look at this guy's haircut. Oh my God. This is the guy. This is what a guy looks like. I'm holding this up to MJTV right now. Mugshot of the guy that tainted and tampered with her Coke. So officers got a search warrant. They searched his office and found gloves and Gorilla Glue super glue.
The strongest of all the glues.
Yeah, all the evidence right there. Yeah, caught on camera. Officers unraveled the gloves, and they found one glove contained the blue plastic cap. The other glove contained the actual super glue container from Gorilla Glue. He was arrested, charged with food tampering. This happened last week. Yep. Bail set at $10,000. Don't know why. At this point, don't know the motivation behind this guy spiking her Coke with Gorilla Glue super glue. Yeah, this is extremely alarming and definitely has elements of a lot of violence. Police Commissioner Andrea Bolander stated during Ross's virtual Milwaukee County Court hearing on Wednesday. Yeah, the State Fair in Wisconsin released a statement. The two individuals involved were employed by a vendor and were not State Fair Park employees.
Oh, that's good.
Therefore, we cannot comment on the employment status. Well, they can tell the vendor we don't want him there anymore. I can't imagine the woman is going to be fired. It's, she's an innocent victim. However, since this incident occurred while at the state fair, our police department responded, conducted a thorough investigation. Anyway, how sick is that? You gotta just keep your food, your drink within your custody. You can't open it, walk away. You can't leave a drink unattended at a bar. I mean, you got to watch your drink being made.
Yeah, you've got to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Has there been any comment by Gorilla Glue Hair Girl?
Yeah, the lady that put the Gorilla Glue. Yeah,
Tessica
exactly.
Brown.
Yeah, what was her name?
Tessica.
Oh, she was great. I remember that. Remember, did we have the Gorilla Glue song?
She had a rap song.
Oh, that's right.
She came out with a song.
Hey, Andrew, put the Gorilla Glue rap song on my soundbar, page 18. Oh, man, hang on. Andrew's going to get it here quickly. I got to check the, let me see if I've cracked 25,000 on my Instagram follows. Hold on. What are you laughing at?
I'm waiting. I'm on pins and needles. I'm hoping that you've cracked this threshold.
I don't think so. I think I'm just dangling.
Oh no!
Hang on a minute. I'm just dangling over here. All right, hang on. Let me see where. I'm 69 away. I'm at 24,931. All I need is 69 more followers to hit 25,000. Come on, folks. If you're on Instagram, give me a follow. If you don't like my crap, then unfollow me and punch me in the face. All right?
Yeah.
Certified MJ Radio. We got to have 69 people listening right now that don't follow me on Instagram. And if you do, you'll help me get to 25,000. Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. All right, so do we have the TikTok glue song? What do you mean we don't have?
What do you mean we don't have?
We played the song. We played the TikTok song. Hang on, maybe this is it. Hold on.
Hey, y'all. For those of y'all that know me, know my hair has been like this for about a month now.
No, that's just the audio.
That's the original video that was on social media.
What? Look.
Fester, can you find the song?
Yeah.
She did a rap song for her Gorilla Glue hair mishap. Where didn't they have to take a jackhammer to get it off?
It was like a doctor that had to shave everything off.
Hey, Andrew, Gray Bull Rescue and Brian Stern is here. Can you go let him in quickly? He's should be in the lobby.
All right, I think I found the song.
Yeah, you find it? All right, hang on. Roll the song. Here we go. All right, just a little bit of the song. All right, hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
It's called My Hair.
Yeah, Tessica Brown. My hair. Glue in my hair. My hair.
It don't move. That's a hit, man.
So the lady needs to do my Coke. My Coke. My Coke.
Don't do that.
Crazy Lloyd Christmas-looking mother bleeper putting crazy glue, Gorilla Glue in my hair. My hair. Unbelievable. Hey, so, I did not see Saturday Night Live because I was up north with the family.
Yeah.
So I did have it recorded, though, on the TiVo, on the DVR. So I after I saw the story about people making a big deal about Morgan Wallen walking off the SNL stage at the end of the show, I'm like, oh, my God, was he snubbing them? And I watched the thing. I fast-forwarded to the end of Saturday Night Live from Saturday night into Sunday morning. And just before 1 a.m. when the show ends, Morgan Wallen is on stage with Mikey,
Madison?
The star of Anora, which is an amazing movie. Anora is must-watch. Fantastic. And people are trying to say, listen, I'm not a huge country music fan. I'm not a Morgan. He's the dude that threw the chairs off the roof of that bar in Nashville and almost hit cops, right?
He has a couple of hit country western songs right now on the radio.
Right.
And he's also a little bit of a live wire.
But listen, page 6, New York Post has a headline, Loser. Morgan Wallen walks off SNL stage as credits roll, seemingly skips after party. I watched the video. I didn't see. So, yes, was it kind of unconventional that as soon as the show ended and they go to black and, the show's over and time's up, that everyone's still on the stage? Yeah, the musical host, the host of the show are typically on the stage. But toward the end, he just walks off the stage, right toward the main center camera that has the wide stage shot.
I mean, he obviously thought they were off, or maybe I don't know.
Maybe he didn't. I mean, the red light, the tally light, or the red light on the camera's on, I'm sure. And Typically you'll hear the floor directors say, "And we're clear," or whatever. But I looked at the video and I didn't see any blatant attempt to seemingly diss somebody. But, the report is fans slam Morgan Wallen for abruptly exiting Saturday Night Live as the credits rolled.
Whatever.
After host Mikey Madison thanked the singer for joining her, Wallen exchanged a few words and then just walks off like center stage right toward the audience, right into the camera.
I mean, it's a little awkward looking, but
I did. You know what? I looked at the video. I'm like, you know what? This doesn't rise to the, he was dissing them. He walked off in a huff. He was pissed off. Listen, I got no reason to defend Morgan Wallen. I've got no reason to attack Morgan Wallen. I'm just telling you what I saw, and people are trying to turn it into, some kind of an issue. Hey, Brian Stern in the studio. We're going to talk to him in just a bit. Brian, you're back from another whirlwind, right?
Another party in paradise.
Another rescue. All right, there's another crazy story.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. So Brian's going to join us, right after the next break, just right around 9:00. And of course, Gray Bull rescues Americans and gets into interesting rescues or needs for their private organization to help people around the world. So we got another great story we're going to tell in just a few minutes. A couple of things as we continue over an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ. Hey, there is video of a Repo tow truck guy getting run over as he's trying to seize a vehicle. The guy's head is run over.
That's a tough job.
You know what?
Wasn't me.
You're doing middle of the night, 3 a.m. driveway yanks because somebody is like 4 or 5 months behind on their payment on their car, whatever, whether it's a buy here, pay here lot or whether it's, some other, finance company looking to repo the vehicle. Video captured the moment that this nutso Tennessee driver ran over the head of a repo man who was trying to hook up the car with the tow truck. And by the way, this one was during the day. This was not like the typical, yanking cars out of driveways. It's, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. You'll see those guys cruising around. A lot of times they got those low-key old school tow trucks. And they're expert. They can back up and
pros.
They can hook your car up in like 8 seconds and boom, it's gone.
All right, I'm watching the video.
That Chrysler 300, boom, is God. I think a lot of those get repoed. By the way,
that's a sweet ride.
All right.
So listen, but MJ, this is the dumbest repo man ever. He sees the guy run into the driver's side of the car.
Yeah, do you have bring up the?
I have a news report.
Yeah, we'll bring up the police report here, and
what do you have?
I got a couple audio bites here as well. All right, just roll. This is
News 13 out of Memphis.
Okay, so out of Memphis. All right, roll the audio here. Go. Yeah.
See?
All right,
he's pulling it back.
Right. He's pulling.
A sickening, horrifying moment caught on camera. A repo man
Look at
run over by a driver trying to escape his car being towed. This whole thing played out in just a matter of seconds.
So, guy sees his car's getting.
It is disturbing and shocking to watch.
Yeah, and we want to.
All right, let me stop that for a second. So, you've got the guy is hooking up the car to the tow truck, and then you see a guy in a green shirt.
It becomes like a challenge. You see the guy starting the car, and you're still underneath the car hooking up the winch.
Yeah, and he's like on the ground, and his head is like near the tire. And the owner of the car is running to the car to get in to try to thwart the repo. Wow, all right, roll this.
The only reason why we're showing it to you because the man is okay, which is why, again, we're showing you the video. It all unfolded. Let's map it out for you.
How the hell do you get run over by a car on your head and you're okay?
Amazing.
Maybe he had a metal plate from some war injury or something. I don't know.
This guy's had several accidents, I'm sure.
Well, all right, here we go.
This morning at the University Gardens Manor Apartments on North Cabana Circle. We want to warn you again, the video you're about to see can be unsettling and even hard to watch.
You know what? I live for unsettling and hard to watch video.
Thank you for the warning.
Yeah, I live for that. That makes my day. All right, here we go.
Fox 13's Carolyn Serta joins us live from the Tillman Precinct. Carolyn,
they've got a Fox 13 in Memphis.
They're going to make us wait. They're going to do this
report.
report.
Hard to believe
that
victim
Carolyn
was able
Serta.
to survive those injuries.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Darcy and Daniel, that victim we know is recovering tonight. So
I'll tell you what I'm noticing is the quality of local news in Tennessee is not that good.
No.
Yeah, where was this? This was Memphis?
Yeah, Memphis.
Yeah.
again, we are about to show you that video. Another warning, it can be disturbing.
Just show the freaking video. We get it. It's disturbing.
Backing over this victim's head and then taking off.
Holy crap. All right. He's trying to hook up the tow truck.
A routine repossession.
It's a flatbed.
Turns violent.
He's pulling out the steel cable to hook up and then yank it up on the flatbed.
Over his head.
Oh my God! Holy God! Holy hell! Oh my God! Oh my! That is unbelievable! Oh my!
Watch again from the beginning.
Yeah, watch
As
it
the
again.
tow
Show
truck
it again.
driver grabs the chains to secure this
He
red
gets
Ford
behind
Focus.
the tire.
He's behind the right front tire.
He sticks his whole torso
Listen,
under
listen,
there.
listen.
And hits reverse.
Oh
Memphis
God!
police say this unfolded just before 8 this morning.
Oh my God! All right, Brian Stern, Gray Bull Rescue.
You know what I see here? I see a mix of an OSHA safety video on behalf of the local tow truck, local 163 union, and the end of Sopranos when Phil Leotardo gets his head run over.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? It's a blend of that.
Listen, the guy had his tires like at an angle when he pulled into the spot. So the tow truck guy's getting behind the tire trying to hook it up to. Oh my God!
Unbelievable. All right. Andrew, you got to put the link up on mjmorningshow.com.
Put this Fox 13 Memphis link up so they can see how terrible the reporting is, and then how awesome the video is.
It's like as bad as some of the local reporters and news operations in Tampa Bay these days.
This is pretty bad.
All right, so let me take a break here. When we get back, we got a lot of stuff to cover, including Brian Stern, Gray Bull Rescue, just back from planes and helicopters and a whole new rescue mission. You got to hear this one, which happened over the last 24, 48 hours. All right, hold on. Back in minutes, and we got a lot of ground to cover. The final hour, MJ Morning Show is next. We're wrapping up over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So don't move, back here in moments. If you are making a move, don't. MJ Morning Show. Yeah, I got to see the video as well. Brian Stern, Grable Rescue is showing Fester a video of like this rooftop helicopter rescue. All right, a lot of stuff to do here in the final hour, 9 o'clock. Coming up, the mystery guy leaving jugs of very unpleasant liquid around the neighborhood. We'll get. Did you see this guy?
Is that illegal?
Oh, my. Yeah, hang on. We'll get to. Oh, the Rays opener on Friday, and you heard what the crowd was chanting? We'll get to that coming up. Another crazy issue at Reagan National. A plane is landing. You're not going to believe what someone was doing while a plane was landing. Insane. We'll get to that coming up. Anyway, I'm looking at my pile. Got a lot. And Michelle and Chloe's crazy Uber ride. The longest Uber ride they ever took. I'll mention that here in just a few minutes. First, though, welcome back to the MJ Morning Show microphones. Brian Stern, the CEO, the big dude running Grable Rescue, this private rescue operation, rescuing Americans and undergoing these amazing missions around the planet. When no one else will do it, Grable will do it.
We just got back. We got back around 2 a.m., 1 a.m. this morning.
Have you been asleep yet?
I got a good half hour.
You got very good. All right.
Well, 30 minutes.
What a trooper. Now he's in the studio here at 9 o'clock.
Well, it's MJ. It's MJ.
Well, thank you.
Wolf Blitzer called, and I was like, Wolf, I'm very busy. I got to tell you, I'm going on MJ. You got to understand, you got to understand. And then, Cuomo called also, and I was like, yeah, you didn't like me before, and now you want me again. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, so what's the deal? You guys did this is a little different than some of the rescues that you've done in the past, right?
Different but very similar, right? So this operation, what's called Little Bird 1 and 2, Rosie and Christina, who are they're 6-year-old Haitian girls that are being adopted by Americans. So they're about to be American citizens. Their families are Americans. One's from California, one's from Nebraska.
Haiti is like overrun with these gangs and these warlords. Haiti is a mess right now.
Haiti, we used to say that the best thing that could happen in Haiti to kind of reset Haiti is a really terrible earthquake. Then that happened.
Yeah.
And then that didn't work. And then we said, wow, I guess that wasn't bad enough. Then they did another earthquake to
reset. What? My brother was there in like 2010, 2011. Yep. There was a big quake. My brother's a surgeon, and he was there in a medical tent on the airfield at the main airport in Port-au-Prince. He was there for 3 weeks.
I was there for about 4 minutes yesterday.
Oh. All right, so why did you have to fly in with this unbelievable operation to extract these girls?
So what happens is there's lots of kids that their families have been killed, and they're orphans. They're orphans. Yeah. And then American families say, I want to give these kids an opportunity. They're up a creek without a paddle, but I want to do something about it.
So the orphanages are packed in Haiti.
Filled.
Wow.
Thousands of people have been slaughtered like sheep and barbecue. There's actual cannibals in Haiti. The lead gang guy, his name is Barbecue. He got the name because he barbecues people and eats them.
Are you serious?
True story.
There's some really terrible things going on.
Really terrible. Really terrible. And the problem with Haiti is that the bad guys really don't want anything. They're not there for God. They're not there for a political whatever. They're not
there for money. They're there for.
There's pissed off people who just want to kill stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just really. They don't want anything.
You can't
which is-
negotiate with the people in Haiti right now.
They don't want anything. So if you go to the bad guys and say, "What will it take for you to put your guns down?" They look at you like you're stupid.
So who hired you to? How did you get involved in the rescuing of these two? And what was the red tape? What was hung up?
Rosie's both families. We've been working with this family since March last year. So this has been a 12-month operation.
So they had gotten the adoptions certified, but then it all got messed up.
And then they have to get passports and visas and all kinds of crazy
And with the
things.
government in disarray and.
It's a mess. It's,
Right.
Haiti under good circumstances, their government doesn't function as well as
Right.
it could, right?
Yep.
U.S. Embassy Port-au-Prince remains, but they're taxed. It's a high-threat environment. It's like being in an embassy in Afghanistan.
Wow.
It's a war zone. So you need security details, all that stuff. So we've been working with these families for a long time. The adoption agency, who's our friends now, at first didn't really believe in us, to be honest. And now we're very close. Now we're really good friends. And what happens is these kids need to get out and get to America legally and safely. And there's no good way to do that.
So the paperwork was done, but the kids couldn't get out?
So what happens is finally, after 12 months, Rosie's family's been working on this for 4 years.
Where are they from? Rosie's family.
California.
So they're in California, and there's a couple that wanted to adopt a little Haitian girl, 6 years old, that otherwise wouldn't have a chance.
They started when she was 3 years old.
Wow.
So, it's a long process. So finally everything is done. The problem is, how do you get out?
Yeah.
How do you get
Yeah.
out?
Well-
Normally, if you're going to go adopt, you just came back from the Philippines, you want to adopt a little Filipino baby, you and the wife, you fly to the Philippines, you
Go to
do
the
thing.
airport, you go to the place, you sign the paper.
And then you fly out with your kid with a visa and all the things. Right. Well, you can't exactly do that in Haiti.
No.
So what do you do? It's hard and it's dangerous and it's scary. Sometimes they'll just put a kid on a plane with a caregiver they put him on a bus through gang-ridden wherever and through this terrible place, and they go up to Cape Haitian and hope to God that a plane shows up.
All right, so one girl's Rosie at 6, going to a California couple, waiting years to get the little girl.
Yep.
Give her a better life. The other child, also 6?
Just turned 7.
Just turned 7. Where's that family?
Nebraska. No,
Wow.
that's Lincoln, Nebraska. Wow. So these are just American families.
Were both girls at the same orphanage?
No.
All right, so tell. All right,
Yeah.
we don't have a ton of time, but tell me how this happened.
So essentially,
how do you extract 2 little girls?
Well, number one is get them in the same place at the same time to make my life easier, which is not that hard to do. So Little Bird 1 is Rosie. Little Bird 2 is Christina.
Those are the code names?
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, Little Birds, which is really annoying.
Did you say the birds are in the nest?
So Mike Durant from Black Hawk Down is on our board.
Yeah.
He's the pilot that got shot down.
Yep.
And in the movie, their go code was Irene. So every time we do helicopter stuff in honor of him, we always say Irene, just to make him cringe a little
Gotcha.
bit. Anyway, these 2 kids are in the middle of gangland. They're in a really, 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 really bad spot.
Wow.
The gangs are incredibly unpredictable. They wake up pissed off, and they're not exactly a strategic enemy trying to maneuver, and they're
no care for human life.
They're just punk. They're just punks.
Are they drugged out as well?
Oh yeah. And they're armed to the teeth. Armed to the teeth.
Great.
And they kill everything they can find.
Oh my God.
Rosie's orphanage. I think it's Rosie's orphanage was burned to the ground.
How'd you get both kids in the same spot?
We have a guy on the ground who is a friend who was actually with us. If you look at any of the video, he's the guy that was in the video. He was brave and went to both locations and then got them to our helicopter landing zone. And the HLZ that we used was extremely, extremely, extremely specific.
Where'd you get the copter?
Donors. So we went down on Thursday night. We flew the families out, And as we land,
what airline do you fly to? I mean, because a lot of the airlines, the planes were getting shot just a couple of months ago. They were shooting at Spirit Airlines flying into Port-au-Prince.
It's funny because just a few hours ago they were shooting at helicopters too.
So you guys got shot at?
So we flew into Dominican Republic, which is on the same island as Haiti.
Yeah, as a border,
right? And
DR is just behind Haiti.
Correct. And the problem is the Dominicans and the Haitians hate each other.
Yep.
So you can't fly. It's against the law, their law, to go from Dominican to Haiti and Haiti into Dominican Republic.
Right.
Not allowed to. So what we do is we fly the families from Nebraska and California to here, to Tampa.
Yep.
They're actually here right now, staying by the airport with the kids. We came in last night. They're here today. We deploy, my team and I deploy to Dominican Republic. We have helicopters lined up, and the plan is to fly helicopters from the Dominican Republic to Turks and Caicos, which is legal, and then Turks and Caicos into Haiti, which is legal.
Right.
Refuel in Haiti, which is kind of a pain, but it's doable.
That sounds sketchy.
It's not terrible, but it's a thing. Land at a helicopter landing zone and get the kids to us, and then fly back to Turks and Caicos and get onto a jet. And then that jet is going to bring us to Tampa.
Get on an American Airlines flight to Miami.
No,
How do you get
private jet?
Oh, private jet.
Private jet. Well,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the time of day they're doing this is not a scheduled
This
flight.
was well funded with donor money.
This was well supported with lots of great donors. Will Smith.
This sounds like a $200,000 project.
Right about there. Will Smith Aviation from right here in Tampa. We was kind enough. So our plane at the last minute fell apart.
What? What do you mean fell apart? Like the Bluesmobile?
No. The deal.
I thought maybe. I thought the rudder fell off.
Well, it's funny that you say. We landed on a rooftop.
Right.
All right, on a rooftop.
Right.
If you watch the video, it's wild. We landed the small helicopter on a rooftop on a building in Haiti, and the reason why we did that is because it had been raining the last few days. Our helicopter has wheels. If you land in like a soccer field, it'll sink. And we'll get stuck. Wow. So we
can't do that.
Can't do that.
The skids.
And there's no skids. It's just 3 little wheels.
Right? Okay, gotcha.
Wheels. And the other landing zone is in a bad spot that gets used all the time that I didn't think was safe. So what we did is we told the bad guys that that's where we're going. That way, if they are going to be awake that morning, they go where we're not.
Little diversion,
which we do all the time.
Right.
It's how we do. It's one of the reasons why we're successful, because we do a lot of that. We do a lot of deception operations. They think we're going to one place, and instead we land on a rooftop of a hotel.
Your stories are always unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And we got the whole thing on video, which is wild.
So we got to get the video. Andrew, how do we get the video to Andrew? Did your assistant send me the video?
I don't know, but I guess
she might have. Yeah, I've got to get. I think I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Hey, I've got photos and video of the rescue. Hey, Andrew, let me forward this to you. We got to get this up on mjmorningshow.com. All right, Andrew, let me send you.
I just texted it to you again.
All right, I do have it. Let me send this to Andrew, our producer. All right, so we can get this video up. All right, Andrew, I'm sending you. They're asking, can you obscure the tail number of the plane?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough for him to do.
Yeah, don't worry.
All right, so get this video up. So we'll have this up shortly at mjmorningshow.com. On As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. And this is your video. You'll give us permission to run the video?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. But this is you guys shot the video. It's your video.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So mjmorningshow.com. We'll have this up on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. We'll have the link available. Andrew, why are you shaking your head in there?
What's wrong, Andrew?
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So anyway, we do our diversion, which is fine. And the previous few days it had been raining, so the ground is wet anyway.
Yep.
Bad guys don't know that that's how we think. So we fly our bird. We do the plan, and we get the kids to our landing zone to this building.
Were any actual authorities, whoever is still standing, were they going to stop your operation as well, or just the gangs?
What I would say is I wouldn't know because they wouldn't know.
Right.
Right. If we're talking to people, then we did something wrong, right?
You're not looking for government clearance on any of this.
So what we do is we file flight plans. We file flight plans because that's the right thing to do. But then we very often
deviate for safety,
for out of necessity, out of operational necessity for safety and all kinds of other things. And you wouldn't believe it. We landed here by accident. Oh, oops, we made a mistake, kind of deal. So anyway, the kids are where they're supposed to be, and the bad guys are where they're supposed to be, and the parents are where they're supposed to be, and everything lines up. Everything kind of works out, and we land this helicopter on a roof. in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, surrounded by, when on our final approach, you could see, it looks like an urban virus. It looks like cancer came to a country.
Oh my
is what
God.
it looks like.
God.
It's exactly what it
Yeah.
looks like. So you can't tell the impoverished from the dangerous. It's kind of all
They're blended together.
It's all one big thing. So Haiti's an interesting place because normally when you go to war zones, you can see, okay, there are the tanks, there are the troop movements.
Those are soldiers. Those
Everything's
are civilians.
it's all commingled, is what you're saying.
You really can't tell.
Yeah.
You really can't tell. It's
Wow.
very hard to see. So we conduct our operation very, very, very fast. These things look like a heist. It looks like a bank robbery is what it looks like. It's very fast. There's no one sitting around
like
going
hit and run.
It's very, very, very fast. When we landed on the roof, my team and I, we entered the building from the roof, and
Were you guys rappelling? Hut.
No. We go through the door.
Right.
We go through the door,
Yeah.
and then the building security guy was kind of confused as to why a helicopter is on his roof, and he had the fright of his life. We come down the steps, and we're coming in pretty hard, and he's coming
Are
up
you
the
guys,
steps.
you guys carrying? You're armed? Or?
No, we're humanitarians.
Yeah.
We don't do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, but he probably has to change his underwear if I had to guess.
Gotcha.
Was not.
You
not,
wearing like combat looking outfits and
we're in like kind of a blend, but we're coming in real hard, real fast. We're running. This is real fast.
you have comms and everything. And,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We have radios and all that crap. So anyway, we get inside. We find the kids. We find their caregiver guy. We do a quick identity check to make sure that they are who they are because I don't know them.
You don't want to take the wrong kid.
I don't want to take the wrong kid, number one. I also want to make sure that I'm not exfilling someone who can't come. So we've seen pictures of the visas, but I like to put my hands on them because people are desperate and they do crazy things because they're desperate, which is fine. So I like to actually see the American visa to know that I'm not doing human smuggling or something or bringing people in that I shouldn't. I like to do everything legally, which is hard to do this heist legally thing. It's difficult, right? So anyway, so we get them, we confirm everything, we grab them up and we sprint up, 6-7 flights of steps with each one of my guys had a kid, and we run to the rooftop, load them on the helicopter. That's the video, and then we peel out. And as we peel out, normally when you take off in a helicopter, you kind of you pull pitch and you get to a good altitude, and then you kind of whatever. That's not this. This is spinning. The tires are squealing.
Yeah.
The tires are
Wow.
squealing. So he pulls pitch as he does a hard bank left, and we do a circle out, and then off to Turks and Caicos we go.
How long was the flight from Port-au-Prince to Turks and Caicos in the chopper?
91 minutes.
Wow.
It's a long flight.
Wow,
For two 6-year-olds.
Yeah. Wow.
Two little girls. They don't know us. We're a bunch of angry white guys.
And the adoptive parents, they're on the ground in Turks and Caicos.
No, they're in Tampa.
They
they're
back here.
Yep,
Okay,
they're
gotcha.
here.
Wow.
Yeah, they're here.
Wow.
And we keep them in it. We have an office at Rocky Point. We keep them there because when there's problems, if there's a document problem, I need to know that I can have them on speed dial. So my team of case managers, who are the real unsung heroes of Great Bull Rescue, my whole team is volunteers. No one's paid.
All right, off the roof in Port-au-Prince with the two girls that are getting adopted and couldn't get out of the country because of the war-torn nature of Haiti. So 91 minutes over to Turks and Caicos.
Yep.
How quickly were you wheels up out of Turks and Caicos in the jet?
So our jet
back to Tampa.
Our jet arrived at the same exact time as our helicopter.
Oh, wow.
Perfectly synchronized.
Wow.
But
like a Lear 45 or something?
It's
or?
a Citation 7. So it's
Gotcha.
a nice plane.
Yep.
Will Smith's jet over at Will Smith Aviation's gorgeous plane.
Gotcha.
I fly like Bon Jovi. The government of Turks and Caicos holds us.
Why?
Because they're not smart.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. We have visas. We have everything. The State Department's emailing them. State Department was great. Great. Big shout out to U.S. Embassy Port-au-Prince. They bent over backwards. Customs and Border Patrol bent over backwards because we're legitimate and we're good and we're not a bunch of chuckleheads. And these kids are just kids. They have the clothes on their back. They came without even a toothbrush.
Wow.
They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. They don't even have socks. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And you got back at 2 a.m. to Tampa International.
Done.
You landed Tampa or PIE?
Tampa.
Tampa.
How long did they hold you in Turks and Caicos?
9 hours.
So,
and they were like, and the Turks and Caicos people were like, yeah, well, we're going to have to take the kids into custody for their welfare. And we're like, oh, this is about to turn out very poorly for you because bottom line is I love Turks and Caicos. Provo is one of my favorite places in the world.
They're having problems, though, with tourists getting robbed. They're having an issue in Providenciales now.
And the reason why is because their government people are not the best.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it.
So how'd you get the kids out after a 9-hour hold?
Just fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and bickering and bickering and bickering.
Did the ambassador get involved? Or
there is no U.S. ambassador in Turks and Caicos.
Oh, wow.
We don't have an embassy there. With the Bahamas covers it in Nassau.
Ah, gotcha.
So
satellite.
It was just a little bit of a mess, but that's what we're good at, though. We're good at problems. This is our 729th mission.
Wow.
Okay, 729 missions. These two kids, 7,128.
So you landed Shelter or something this morning?
Landed Shelter this morning.
All right. And were the adoptive parents waiting at Shelter?
Oh, yeah.
Right,
So
right,
they got
behind International Plaza.
They got to meet their kids
Right.
on the flight line. We came off the plane. And we did each kid. We did Rosie first, and then Christina. That way, each family can kind of have their moment with their kids. They've been working on these kids for Christina. I think 6 years.
Privately funded and about a $200,000 operation.
Entirely donor funded.
Yep.
Not even $1, let alone a thank you note, let alone anything from the government.
Yep.
Nothing.
No
one's paid, and we don't charge money.
Wow.
Yeah, everything. It's a volunteer
But
operation.
It's not about money.
You rescue Americans that are being held in prisons around the world.
We've done it all. We've had hostages on your show.
Yeah.
We've done victims of war
Yeah.
crimes, unlawfully detained,
Folks,
kidnapped.
The MJ Morning Show loves this operation. It's Gray Bull Rescue. If you would like to donate to this 501c3 nonprofit, just go to
graybullrescue.org.
graybullrescue.org and whatever, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever you can do.
Anything. And a lot of people give us in-kind donations. That's what Will did, right? Will didn't give us money. He flew his plane.
Gave you the plane.
Flew the plane down.
The Will Smith?
Will Smith from Tampa.
Well,
not movie star Will Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. He wasn't slapping anyone.
Hey, when I'm saying the Will Smith, I mean the Tampa Will Smith.
That's the one.
Yeah, obviously. Damon from HeliSolve, Stuart Weiss from City Garage Motorsports, the NASCAR. They heard us on your show, contacted us because of you, MJ, and they sponsor us on their car. They were part of this thing.
Wow. Our reach is pretty big in the Tampa Bay area, so happy to help you guys.
And that's really what it's all about. Is we don't always just need money. People have stuff,
right?
Yeah, I mean, there's tangible things you need to pull up an
all
operation.
kinds of stuff, laptops, phones,
stuff
radios.
or money.
You know, if you have a construction company, probably you have radios. I need radios.
Yeah.
If you have a construction company, you have respirators. I need respirators. It's not just about dollars and cents. There's a lot of really creative ways that people can help us. They just have to choose to help.
GrayBullRescue.org. It's always great to have you in the studio, Brian.
Awesome. I appreciate
Brian
it.
Stern, former Special Forces. You were a SEAL, right?
No, I'm not a SEAL. I'm an intelligence officer.
I'm sorry. You were. But what you have SEALs that work with you.
I was on a SEAL team for a long time, and I have SEALs on my crew.
All right.
Yeah.
So you were. That's right. You were part of a SEAL team.
Correct.
And you were intel for years.
27. Can you believe it?
Wow.
27 years.
That's amazing.
It sounds like a life sentence.
Gray Bull. Well, thanks to your service to this country. So
my pleasure.
And continuing with private operations now. GrayBullRescue.org, based right here in Tampa, right in Rocky Point is where they're based. Give them a hand. GrayBullRescue.org. Brian, always great to see you, buddy.
Always. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
All right, and we'll get that video link up so people can see it in just a bit. 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, the final chunk on the MJ Morning Show for a Monday. I got the mystery bottle guy in Oregon. We got the Rays mess continues. Anyway, a lot of stuff that we got to get to. And always great final chunk in minutes on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ, Fester, Michelle back tomorrow. She's getting in late tonight.
She's not coming back tomorrow. She made it clear to me on Friday.
She
mouthed to me. Without speaking, she goes, "I'll see you Wednesday."
No, I'm gonna make sure Michelle's here tomorrow because I want her to tell us the crazy story. So
I don't want her here tired and pissy.
We were all up north. Julian went back to NYU. Spring break is over, so he's back at NYU. I left Connecticut yesterday from BDL, Windsor Locks. I flew to Tampa. Michelle and Chloe went on to a different location, and they flew to Chicago. Then they had a connecting flight out of Chicago. Flight gets canceled. Oh, my God. And they got to be somewhere first thing in the morning, as in this morning. So they try to rent a car. It's 2 to 3 hour drive for where they're going. And all the car rental agencies were not doing any one-way rentals because so many flights were canceled. There was a lot of weather up in Chicago yesterday, so they couldn't even get a car to drive. So I say Uber, Lyft. So they get an Uber and a Lyft. They get a quote. And, one of the car agencies, one of the guys, I think, was running a little bit of a racket. Oh, I got a friend that'll drive. We got a car service. I got a friend that'll drive you for $300 for where they were going. So they brought up Uber and Lyft, and they were able to get an Uber X for $190.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then at the last minute, National would rent them a one-way car, and it was $179. So it's like, you know what? You don't have to it's the same price.
Let the other guy do the driving.
Take the Uber, and then you don't have to worry about returning the car at the airport on the other end where they're able to leave from that town to fly somewhere else. So they had the longest and most expensive Uber ride ever, $192 Uber ride.
How many miles was it?
I don't know. I don't know exactly. It was like, anywhere from like 2.5 to 3 hour drive.
It's a long drive.
It's a long ass drive. And they were worried, we're not going to find an Uber driver that's going to take it. I'm like, nope, you will find an Uber driver that's going to take it.
You absolutely will. And with Uber, they can start picking up rides
on the way back. Yeah. From where they were, was there anyone that wanted to get back to Chicago? Yeah. Maybe. I'll take it. To have a return trip as well, but most likely they did not have a return trip. So that was Michelle and Chloe's interesting Uber experience yesterday. I think Uber came in cheaper. Uber was more expensive than Lyft originally, but then the Uber X option came. Whatever the price was, then it was about the same. And
what kind of vehicle they get?
They were in a Dodge Dart. No, I have no idea. I didn't.
How's that the first car you think
I don't know.
Right.
Didn't they bring the Dodge Dart back for like a quick minute?
Yeah.
Was it such a pile of crap that they discontinued? I don't think it's still around, is it? The Dodge Dart. Or they turned it into a hornet, maybe.
I don't know.
9:32 at the MJ Morning Show. You hear about the fans chanting "Sell the Rays" at the season opener on Friday at 4 o'clock?
Dude, Major League Baseball is not a big fan of old Stewie. They want him to sell the team.
Well, the fans are chanting "Sell the team."
The fans can hate an owner. That's one thing. But when the league turns against you, that's a different story.
Here, listen to this. Listen to this audio bite. Sell the team. I mean, that is a loud chant at Steinbrenner Field on Friday with fans at the season opener as the Rays are playing at Steinbrenner on Dale Mabry because of the roof getting ripped off by, Milton at the Trop in downtown St. Pete. Here's another angle.
Well, they've got a little technical issue with PitchCom apparently as we take a look at the Hunter Biggie mix.
Well, you can understand why he uses the four-seam fastball.
So anyway,
That's the announcer sitting there talking, and all you hear is "sell the team."
The "Sell the team's" as loud as the damn announcers. I don't know what's going to happen, but obviously you got a Tampa group that's trying to make inroads for Sternberg and that organization to sell. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but I'll tell you what is certainly listen, nothing would surprise me, but as we've been following, the St. Pete deal is apparently dead. And then even we mentioned this last week that St. Pete, the mayor and city council, they want to go after the Rays and send them a bill for $2.5 million. The costs that went into trying to put the whole stadium and redevelopment deal for that what is it, gaslight
district,
whatever the hell they call it,
gas works,
I don't know,
bad gas,
Gas X, I don't know, was it the
gas
something, the Gas X project. So the city of St. Pete's going to try to collect $2.5 million. Yeah, good luck with that. We'll see, but. The city of Tampa, they're starting to maybe engage. Hey, let's bring the Rays over to Tampa. Major League Baseball wants the Rays to stay in Tampa Bay.
Amazingly.
Yeah. And
they draw so poorly.
So anyway, we'll listen, if you put the right park in the right place geographically, it would clearly have better success than what goes on in listen, I love downtown St. Pete, but for the number of people you need to draw, it's not the best geographical location to draw people from other parts of the Tampa Bay area. A more centralized location is just better. And I like so many things about downtown St. Pete, but
the Rays aren't one of them.
Yeah, well, the ability to draw consistently 25, 30,000 people, that's difficult. That's the problem. So, sell the team. Then we have the guy in Oregon leaving jugs of urine all over a neighborhood for a long time.
This is illegal? I didn't know this. Was it littering? What are they getting
yeah,
them
of
on?
course it's littering.
I'm just asking what they're getting them on.
Plus, you're probably leaving bodily waste. And Oregon neighborhood for months trying to figure out this mysterious dude who started just leaving jugs of pee in their recycling bins. So this guy's just going through the neighborhood in the dead of night and putting jugs of his own pee, I would imagine, in these people's trash cans. It's
oh my God! Look, it's not.
I know.
Okay, you mean I thought it was
these are
a little bit
those are they look like huge Arrowhead spring water because I buy a Arrowhead when I'm out in Vail or out in California. So it looks like big, giant bottles of Arrowhead spring water, and the guy's filling with pee, and then dropping in people's yards.
It's a lot of whiz.
Yeah, Alex Van Dyne, a Northeast Portland, Oregon resident, says it's gross. Came home one day back in September to find city services hadn't emptied the full recycling bins he dragged out that morning. Some of the jugs were loaded with pee. Oh, my God. He said the stench that came out. I went to open the blue bin, and lo and behold, there was a nice deposit of gallon-sized bottles of urine. The jugs were filled to the brim with, oh, my God.
Is this a one-time event? Or I'm looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5.5 gallons.
Dude, it's happened for months. But listen, someone is not filling up a gallon jug. It means that they're continuously going and going and going in order to fill up a gallon jug.
I'm with you, man. 5.5 gallons it seems like a lot.
This is just a little bit. This is like one person's collection. The guy's been doing it all over How much does this guy pee?
No kidding.
This guy pees a lot.
You know how they recommend drink a gallon of water a day? I don't do that because I don't have the time to whiz that much. This guy's crazy.
Yeah, there are telltale signs that the guy is not properly hydrated because it's very dark.
That's true.
Yeah. You want the clear stuff because when it's clear, it means that it's going through quicker.
You're properly hydrated.
Yeah, exactly. A hooded suspect caught on camera. Listen, the guy's apparently driving a BMW. The mad pee bottle guy is driving a BMW.
Yeah, the W stands for whiz.
This guy, Van Dyne, has pointed a security camera at the curb, captured footage of a hooded man rolling up by night in, it looks like if I were to guess, like an older 7 Series BMW. And then getting out of the BMW and then going to his trunk and then emptying armloads of pee-filled jugs into neighbors' yards and bins.
He can't be doing this every week, right?
He's doing it a lot.
I know. I mean, and then they don't pick it up in time.
Eventually, Van Dyne decided he had enough, stopped putting out recycling, but the suspect then simply moved to another neighbor's recycling. So this guy was getting targeted first. Then now he's moving to other neighbors.
Did he have it out for this guy?
I don't know. It started to sort of unravel. I don't know why he's hitting the same location so many times. Doesn't make sense to me and why he's doing it. He first went to the Nextdoor app where he shared his experience and asked for any advice or insight. People responded by calling the perp disturbed. While those posts haven't turned up any leads, this Van Dyne guy has decided to stop, I guess, filed a police report finally and stopped holding the pee. Finally went to the cops. And he's saying that the pee placed in the recycling instead of the trash, that's criminal behavior. I don't know. But they're just saying, they're asking the guy, just stop.
Is he breaking any laws? Maybe you have something and you throw it in an existing trash can on the street, which I believe is the public right of way.
Hey, breaking news update. Remember the awful story that I had last week of the awful bachelorette party? They were in some like little Oklahoma town. They went to Texas.
Yeah, the girl got mugged or something, or beaten up.
No, some guy just punched this lady in the. She's in Dallas or the Dallas area in the entertainment district, and she's with a bunch of her girlfriends, and it's a bachelorette party, and some random guy comes up and just bashes her in the face. I mean, busts her up. She's bleeding. She's bruised. She's in a neck brace. She's in a hospital. She was knocked unconscious. Well, they found the guy.
Oh, good.
Yep, and they arrested an ex-con with a lengthy rap sheet arrested on this horrific beatdown of this bachelorette, this bride-to-be at this party in Dallas. Broken nose, 3 broken teeth, facial injuries. Trevon Woodards was taken into custody after our show on Friday in connection with the incident that happened back on March 22nd. Canada Rinaldi was the woman, just 4 weeks away from her wedding. Don't know why this Woodlands guy, or Woodards guy rather, 27, who recently was granted parole, lengthy rap sheet. No reason why he punched her, knocked her unconscious on the ground. You know, the guy looks disturbed. Here's I'll hold this mugshot of the guy on MJTV. It looks like he's a mental case. He's got crazy eyes.
Throw the book at this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully his parole will be revoked and he'll be put away and then, tried for this, and maybe another 10, 15 years will be added for this brutal beatdown. So hopefully, her wedding is still on track, but you ought to see the pictures from her hospital bed. It's awful.
So from the hospital bed, it's awful. I'm looking at a picture of her now.
She looks
And
better, but
she
she's
looks
still
much better.
Still has the remnants of black eyes under both eyes.
Yeah.
And she's got like on top of the bridge of her nose on her lower forehead, she's all bruised and scabbed up there. And then we have this crazy idiot that's flying a kite in the path of landing jets at Reagan National over the weekend. So, you know those runways or those areas where you can kind of be in a accessible area, but the planes are flying right over your head at 100
Hillsborough,
feet?
like the bowling alley?
Yeah, you could be in the bowling alley parking lot over on Hillsborough, and the jets are pretty, low over your head. Well, there is a park in Northern Virginia, and this is one of the approaches to Reagan National. A United flight ran into a kite that's a red or yellow kite. There were like two kites reported, one red, one yellow. And then it was like one kite. Then there were two kites. Who the hell is flying kites in the flight path of landing jets at Reagan National?
So is this guy trying to cause a problem, or is this like some stupid YouTuber or something trying to make a stupid video?
United Airlines Flight 654 from Houston attempting to land before tensions hit the cockpit as they're seeing a nearby kite being flown right in the flight path. The kite over the park about 100 feet off the ground. Air traffic control, even warning of the pilots, careful, someone's flying kites. Police responded to a kite flyer at Gravely Point. It's a prohibited area for drones or kites or anything because of the low-flying aircraft. Plane landed safely. No damage to the aircraft. They examined it after it landed, but the plane ran into the kite. Listen, an Airbus or a Boeing or a landing, the kite's not going to damage the plane.
No.
But still.
It's a stupid thing to do.
Reports that a kite struck this United Airlines flight while landing, final approach. Reagan National Airport obviously was in the news after that mid-air collision over in back in January.
Over the Potomac?
Yeah. There's even video. The FAA's investigating. There's video of a cop driving like onto the grass and approaching a guy and telling him, "Get that kite down." So there is video of that. And apparently the kite and the guy were taken into custody but then released. They must have determined it was accidental. But, I mean, can't you use common sense? You don't want to be flying a kite as planes are coming right over and a plane hits the kite?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So I guess there were multiple kite flyers here.
A whole team of kite flyers?
Just stupid. No, I think it was just like a father and a kid.
Was it like a kite club?
Just dumb. Yeah, it's the Northern Virginia Fairfax County Kite Club.
All right, today we're going to the airport. Were they arrested?
Hey, has your wife had any issues with the Tesla? Because, all these Tesla protests and people protesting and honking or flipping off Tesla drivers. Listen, folks, I do not harass Tesla drivers on the road. Do not vandalize Tesla vehicles. I'm not an Elon Musk fan. I'll never own a Tesla, but you don't burn down dealerships or throw Molotov cocktails at Tesla cars. I mean, stop that nonsense. And if you do, you're going to rightfully be arrested and you could face a long prison sentence. But there was a big protest over the weekend at Tesla dealerships across the country, and I heard from a buddy of mine on North Florida who is the GM of a dealership nearby, that that tons of protesters were at the Tesla. That's probably where you picked up yours,
That's where
right?
I got my vehicle.
Yeah. Any issues with the anti-Tesla movement?
No.
And you guys?
We haven't had any. I think it's such a small amount of actual owners that have had any kind of things done to them. I saw a video of like a Cybertruck getting keyed.
Yeah, I mean,
stop.
Just stop that. That's ridiculous. What else do we have?
It does need some new windshield washer fluid. I have to reload the Tesla with that.
Okay, well,
That's the only fluid I have to put in the car. It's amazing.
You got to see if you can get one of those bottles of pee from that guy.
He'll clean it. The ammonia problem. I'll do a really, really efficient job.
Oh, man. And hey, what is this Plant City missing police officer scam story? Do you have a grip on this?
No, I have no grip on it whatsoever, but I guess it's...
Can you describe it?
No, it's just, is it something that they put out like an APB or something, or you get it over text messages and they say there's a missing officer? It's happening, I guess, around the country.
Yeah, there's a nationwide police officer scam, and the cops are not perpetrating this. It's somebody else. And I guess it's happened recently to the Plant City Police Department, and they're putting out a warning about these fake reports about a missing female police officer, and it's part of a scam. There have been a number of these erroneous, just bogus social media posts that have been, I guess, on city social media websites claiming that a Plant City police officer is missing.
Here's one out of Texas.
Yeah, it's multiple police agencies. I don't know who is doing this, but it's not true. It's not accurate. Plant City and other police agencies are not missing a female police officer. Don't click on the links. Who knows what could happen if you're clicking on links. But it's a nationwide scourge right now on false missing female police officers, and these are being planted on social media. But the Plant City police, they're, I guess, trying to remove any posts that might be related to any of the city's social media sites. But just a warning, it's a big old scam. At 9:48, I think that's gonna. I have another 3 hours of material I didn't get to.
Let's go. Nobody's
You
here
want to go
today.
to? You want to go to? You want to go to 1 a.m. 1 p.m.
Who's going to stop us?
Yeah, really.
I mean, really, who's going to stop us? I mean,
All right, no, we're not. We're going to end the show right now.
all right, fine.
And that's the show closed music. Anything else, Andrew? Andrew, I miss anything? Or I already got a ton of stuff for tomorrow. All right, let me see where I am on my. I'm trying to get to 25,000. I'm so close. I'm like 30 away. Yeah. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should be. And I'm just like a couple of dozen away from hitting 25,000 followers. It's the MJ 25,000 race. It's on.
Good luck.
Just a bitch getting to 25,000.
I tell you what, man, boy.
And then my next goal is 4 million.
We're on the way.
All right. Yeah. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm Certified MJ Radio. You're gonna like the content. If you don't like my content, then you unfollow me. But I'm just a stone's throw away from hitting 25,000. Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM, and let's be careful out there.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident,